Yes, everyone, you know what time it is. It's your boy Jack here, bringing you that game day watch along between the likes of Man City and Tottenham Hotspur. It's a huge match for Spurs. It's a huge match for Antonio Conte. Some people have called it his last supper, could be for this match, and it's away from home at Man City. Talk about not an easy place to have your last supper. And this is the lineup to my whatever it is, my right or my left here. We have Ederson in goal for the likes of Man City's. I think that new and up and coming right back. I don't know his first name, Ryan Lewis, Reese Lewis. What? Tell me what it is, everybody in the chat. We have a Kanji as well, starting alongside Stone. So I guess Premier Injuries must have just gotten it wrong or something because it felt like they told me that John Stones wasn't going to be playing in this one. So it is a Kanji and Stones. I don't think that's a bad center back pairing. And then Ake is going to be playing, I guess, as some sort of auxiliary left back that maybe allows Lewis probably to get a bit further forward. He might be the more progressive, more sort of positive of the fullbacks, and Ake, Stones, and Akanji might form some sort of back three. You got Grealish, Rodri, Gundogan, Mahrez, Holland, and then Alvarez. Very interesting sort of lineup here. I imagine Holland and Alvarez will be causing our center backs a lot of problems because they're going to be the guys that are going to be sniffing out those goals. It's going to make that job really difficult for Ben Davies and Eric Dyer because I think they could get really physically out muscled by the likes of Holland. To be fair, most people could get physically out muscled by the great Viking. I'm going to bring in Sean in here in just a moment, but haven't even gotten through the lineup here, Sean. So just give me a sec here with Holland. I think he's going to cause Dyer and Ben Davies problems. But then them throwing in Julian Alvarez is just going to maybe cause them further torment, or maybe have to force Christian Romero to have to be busy there, and then Mahrez, Grealish. I don't know. I think Pep is clearly gone for a very attacking lineup in this one, if you ask me. For Spurs, you've seen it before. What we did in the pre-match build-up, it is Emerson and Ben Davies and Perisic are the major changes. Of course, everybody wants to see Bentancur back. That's beautiful to see. Sonny, I guess the rumor that he might not make it is I don't know, a bit of a lie or something, maybe just not true. I don't know what it was, maybe, but we were talking about how Sonny might not have been available for this one. Seems like yeah, it's just not the case. And I'm not sure who would have came in because it seems like Hill is also not there, and Spence, typical, I guess Spence isn't there. It's one of Conte's maybe favorite things to do is to leave Spence off the bench whenever he can. But with Brian Hill not there, I guess maybe he was the one that must have taken a knock in training or something like that. That definitely weakens our sort of chances of bringing something off the bench to change the game. But I don't know. It's tough here because I think Sonny, we're going to back him in this game because he is normally the weapon. He is normally the assassin, if you will, I think, against Man City. And he has that sort of pace, that timing of the run, that intelligence to make the runs at the right time when he can. Sean, I have you in here now. The lineup, what do you make of it? I mean, what's the big, call out for you? And also, Sean, thanks for joining me as well today. Back to the duo.
Yeah, mate, I'm looking forward to it. Thanks, Jack, for having me. I haven't actually seen the lineup yet.
Okay, so do you want me
Can you read it
to?
out to me? Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm
Yes.
behind. I'm trying to find it on Twitter. Can you
So
get
for
it? Can you
Spurs, I can
call
do
out
it
for
from
me?
memory here for you. So with Spurs, it's Hugo Lloris in goal. Didn't even get to talk about that yet. Fraser Forster not picked for this one. Big call from Conte again. I think if he makes another mistake, that's on him for me. But then the
Yeah.
likes of
Oh, I see it now.
Christian Romero there, Dyer there, Ben Davies there. You have Royale instead of Doherty. Maybe he wasn't too impressed with Doherty against Arsenal. I didn't really have too many problems with Doherty for me, Sean, but he was physically, I think, outmuscled on a few occasions and was also, I think, didn't really win any of his aerial duels that you might think, a guy like Emerson could kind of win because he is not bad in the air. Then you have
Mm.
Perisic coming in for Sessegnon. That's, I think, a good choice. I think in this one, I don't think
Hmm.
Sessegnon did anything to deserve to play in this game. Bentancur making the return, of course, which is good to see. Kulusevski, Kane, and then Son. I think it's also Man
Yeah.
City, Sean. If you see theirs, like I feel like they've gone for a really attacking lineup.
I haven't seen Manchester City, but for what it's worth, I disagree with quite a lot of this, to be honest, mate. I don't agree with Lloris.
Yeah,
I think that it's look,
yeah,
every single team that plays against Tottenham knows how to execute a very effective, very successful strategy, which is when Tottenham have the ball, press high, don't stop at the centre backs, push the goalkeeper, he'll make a mistake.
Yeah.
And when you have the speed of the press in the forward line of Haaland, I'm guessing Haaland's playing, Foden, those sorts of players that can just run and to you know to essentially terrorize Lloris when he's got the ball. I don't think it's the right decision. I just don't. And like you say, if it doesn't work out, this is one on Conte. Um, Royal for Doherty, I kind of get it. I think he's kind of gone for essentially the same team with the exception of Perisic, if I'm mistaken, as what we did
And
when we played them 3-2 last season and won the game. Is that right? Am I right in thinking?
to,
Apart from Perisic, it's exactly the same team.
North London Derby, he had it the opposite, where he went for the more progressive right wing back with Doherty, and then he went Sessegnon as the more defensive, maybe choice, I guess, was his thinking. And then in this one, maybe he's going with Emerson as the more defensive choice, if you will, and then Perisic
Yeah.
is being played. I'm not sure though with Man City last season. I'm pretty sure Emerson played in the fixture last season
Yeah,
as
I'm
well.
pretty sure it's exactly the same apart from Perisic. I might be
Yeah,
wrong, but I think Perisic obviously wasn't around, but everybody
yeah,
else was. Um, I'm a little bit like I don't mind doing the 3-4-3. I think that he had options tonight. He could have gone 3-5-2. He could have gone 3-4-3 and kept Sarr on merit because Højbjerg's form has been a little bit flip floppy. He's gone with a more, I guess, a team that's like familiar with this fixture. It's okay for me. The biggest one is Sonny. I just don't think he deserves to be here. Like it drives me up the wall that this narrative of um, you can't drop Sonny
mm,
because he has always played well against this team previously. Like it has to stop. That we've employed that tactic 24 times this season. Now, a lot of those times, he has had to play because, or not 24 because he's been injured for a couple himself, but
yeah. I
whatever,
know what you're
20
saying now.
times. But a lot of those times there hasn't been many other options. But there are options now. You have Richarlison on the bench. You have Brian Hill. Is it Brian Hill's not even on the bench? Is he?
No,
Oh,
apparently
he
he
is.
was the one that picked up the knock.
Oh, he's not okay. Even okay, fine, maybe that. But either way, like I just think that there's no meritocracy at Tottenham. Like Sonny's been absolutely awful. The one time that he's played well this season, he came off the bench. He scored a hat
Yeah.
trick in 25 minutes after coming off the bench, and yet we take that as like there's nothing to learn there. The only thing to learn was that we shouldn't have dropped him in the first place. It's madness. He should be somebody that should be utilized off the bench on a merit base alone. Brian Hill should start ahead of him.
Yeah.
And on a recency bias, Richarlison should start ahead of him because of Richarlison's World Cup exploits.
And
There's two
Lloris
players,
as well. Lloris, like
and the
in the
same with Lloris.
Lloris
Yeah,
has made just blunder after blunder. He's contributed more errors than any other player this season to goals. That's including outfield players as well. It's like these are kind of the decisions that you have to sort of grind him down for. I agree. Like it's just it's up to him. And I understand Forster like isn't a great other option, but I said earlier on the pre-match build-up, Sean. I don't know if you caught it. I just said like the reason I'm dropping Hugo is because we're talking about the basics that he's making mistakes in, and it's like with Fraser Forster, do I expect him to pull the basics and be able to make basic saves and be able to not make own goals and
yeah,
not completely freak out when in possession and things like that. It's just like,
He-
yes, like I kind of expect him to be able to do the basics. He's a professional goalkeeper
yeah,
at the Premier League level. Hugo, I hate to say it, it's being harsh, but he hasn't been playing at what he would even look like in a Spurs shirt at least. He hasn't been playing what would look like to be
yeah.
a Premier League standard goalkeeper. Like he just
If
really
you're
hasn't.
looking for a goalkeeper
He
that
looks
is,
like he's a 19-year-old that they've chucked in or like something like that. That's just, a deer in the headlights
well,
sort of
if
situation.
I'm honest, but I think that age has just exposed him for the talents that he has and the talents that he doesn't. And I think he's someone who's a
Mm,
reaction goalkeeper. He's brilliant. If you're looking for somebody to participate in the 6-yard box game where goalkeepers can just pick a side and make a reaction save, he's going to be your guy above any other goalkeeper in the league. But when it comes to any moment where he has to think about what he's doing and has pressure on him and easy options, more difficult options, whatever, but he's under the press, he is he's a liability. I'm not saying that Foster's necessarily better, but I just like I don't know what else to say apart from Hugo Lloris has been trusted. He's made so many clangers, and yet he's continued to be trusted. So I don't know how many more times you can repay your faith in a captain and a goalkeeper. He should not be captain. He should not be playing tonight, in my opinion. That's not to say that Fraser Foster fills me the confidence either, Jack, because he doesn't.
No.
But I think you have to make a call on merit. And I'd make the same statement about Sonny. Like, I just think that, like, if the one time this season, the one time in 7 months that you've seen him put in a brilliant shift is when he's been brought off the bench, why is that not a tactic that we have used more? Is it
Yeah.
because people have interpreted it as saying, well, he's got this like, fu mindset. You drop me, look what I'm going to do. Well, that only works if the next game and the following 4 games you go and stick in 3 goals over the next 4 or 5 games. But he hasn't done it. To me, he doesn't deserve to play. I think that Brian Hill, if he wasn't injured, now I know he is, it's different. He should have been in there, or Richarlison. I think you also could have made the argument to keep Pape Sarr in on merit and go to a 3-5-2.
Maybe.
At least keep the game open, right? A 3-5-2. If you go in at half time, 0-0, 1-0 up or 1-0 down, then you have the option to bring Sonny off the bench and impact and affect and
Yeah.
execute a strategy that can take advantage of tiring legs in the Man City defense. We haven't done that. We've gone par for the course, same old thing, and as a consequence, I'm not particularly enthusiastic, and I'm pretty. Yeah, I don't know.
No, Sean, it's okay
Sorry,
not to know.
sorry,
It's
Jack.
okay
Sorry,
not to
sorry.
know. Sorry, everybody. Let me bring some more light to me. But I'm going to get to the chat here, Shawnee, and see what they kind of, just welcome them in because we got to buckle in.
Mm,
Let's be honest, for this sort of game, we got to buckle in. Paul Beatty, who was on
go for it.
the pre-match build-up. Good to see you, Paul. Spurs 3-0, Man City nailed on. Absolutely love it, Paul. You've seen it. You've already seen it ahead of time, especially since he's down under. I think he has probably already seen the game. John and evening all everyone. Hope everything's all good. Going for a 1-1 tonight. Come on, you Spurs. Big up, John. Brian McGuire. Spurs are finished under Levy and Enoch. They need to go ASAP. Big up, Brian. Mick is in the chat as well. Good to see you, Mick. Aaron, be a right game to pull one out of the bag. And Conte, we trust. Come on, you Spurs. Good to see you. The view from nowhere. Can't work out what formation City are playing. 4-2-4. Yeah, I was a little confused there too. But I feel like what maybe they're going for me at least, the view is that Julian Alvarez and Holland are sort of being put in there to kind of maybe occupy Dyer, occupy Romero, cause Davies problems, be able to press them too. I think they both work pretty hard off of the ball. Julian Alvarez and the likes of Holland too. So maybe that's just to cause our center backs even further torment because they are the weak links. Let's be honest. So that's maybe not a bad move by Pep, if you will. Good to see a Majik Box as well as Peter Kipp. How long till kickoff? You got about 12 minutes, my friend. You got about 12 minutes. Sue Smith, not sure why I'm here. A glutton for punishment, I suppose. Evening all. I think that's why you're a Spurs fan in general there, Sue. Russ, Vernon, hi, Jack and Dave. Everyone, hope all is well. Good luck today. Big up to you, Russ. Well, everybody, welcome in Johnny to the building. He's joining me for the watch along. Disabled team, good evening, everyone. Good luck tonight. Hopefully, you see a much improved performance. We need one, that's for sure. Dark Sun G with a super chat. I hope we beat City and Fulham. City defense is beatable or is winnable, he says. With the likes of the City defense, Sean, I feel like they're variety. I would say variety. That's a stretch, but Pep has been around the block. He's, people kind of know him, and there have been plenty of teams that have exposed Man City this year and have found a way or a tactic to beat them. Brentford kind of went for the long ball approach up to Ivan Toney, and then they used kind of the pace of players like Embuemo and Rico Henry. Spurs have often used Harry Kane to drop deep, and then they find Kane
Yeah.
or Sonny over the top. Not, you know what I mean? It's not like there's a plethora of ways to beat Pep's teams, but he's been around enough for people to kind of figure out kind of how his sort of system works and where they can catch him on the counterattack. And usually you catch them on the counterattack is how it is with
Yeah.
Man City.
Yeah. Look, and to be honest, who is Lewis? Number
That's their like
82.
new up and coming young right back or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
I think it would be like a back three, really, where like Ake might drop in a bit one, and then they'll allow Lewis to go a bit further forward. That's how I might see it.
So what are you saying? You're saying it. So I'm seeing it now. Edison, Lewis, Stones, Akanji, Rodrigo, Gundogan, Grealish, Mahrez, Alvarez, Holland. So is it a 3-5-2 they're going for? You see it as, or how do you see it?
Going forward, I think, and in defense, it's going to look like that 4-3-3, but I think, or something like it, or 4-4-2
Yeah.
maybe. But I think going forward, they might allow Ake to probably drop in, sit in a little bit, into
Okay.
the next to the other center back, Akanji and Stones, and then they allow Lewis to sort of bomb
Move
forward a
forward.
bit more. Yeah, have that
Well, look,
freedom.
I don't know who Lewis is. Just tell me, Jack, if you do, tell me, does he have the same pace as Kyle Walker? Because if he doesn't, then maybe I'm entirely wrong about Sonny not being in the team. Maybe Conte's pulled a masterstroke in predicting some changes there, and that maybe Sonny's going to have some, going to have some successes down that left-hand side. We'll wait and see. I've seen a couple of comments saying, that I'm hating on Conte or whatever. I'm not, guys. I would never do that. I
Steve
love
D would
Conte.
happily raise his hand in that case. Let's do Steve D will take this. Let
I
Steve D
want
take
Tottenham.
the
I
take
want
Steve D
Tottenham
take
to
the
win.
hit.
I want Conte to stay. I want everyone to be happy, and I want Levy Enoch to spend £1 million every second at Tottenham Hotspur. I just think that those things aren't really ever going to materialize. So there's no
Yeah.
hatred or there's no lack of good energy on this. But listen, if Lewis, I don't know who he is. Is he fast, Jack? I've never even heard of his name before, mate. Is he? What sort of player is he like?
I don't know. It just I've heard he's up and coming. Fabrizio Romano did one of his sort of tweets like, look at this up and coming kid, like blah blah blah. It was one of those cringe sort of tweets, and that's where it's all come from. I didn't even see the game where apparently he had a really good game, but supposedly he's just from the academy and he's very talented. He's that's all I
Okay.
can say. Big up
Well,
Dark
listen.
Sunji. That city
Yeah.
defense is definitely beatable. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. For me personally, it's not the system that I want to see Tottenham play tonight. I would have liked to have seen a different one, but it is what it is. We'll get behind the team, and we'll hope that we'll hope that we can find a way. Personally, I think that if we can stay in the game, what are you hoping for in the first half, Jack? Would you take a 0-0 halftime
Oh, slap me in the
situation?
face right now. Give it to me. Of course. Second half FC,
Uh,
especially with second half FC. Of course. I mean, forgive a Hugo blunder maybe in the first few minutes in the second half, but I don't
yeah.
know. Yeah, I would absolutely do that, Sean. Yeah, slap me in the face and do it right now. Daniel Larson, bloody hell. Here we go again, boys. Pick up Jack, Shawnee, and Chad. Pick up Daniel Larson. Daddy Hoiberg, we need him tonight. Steve D, Jack, I detected the sarcasm to my delusional comment. It's bonkers just to predict score predictions every game. What's the point, mate? I've never been so disillusioned with the club. I think, I think Steve, I think you were calling my prediction delusional, and it certainly was because we were having a very rational conversation in the pre-match buildup before then we had the score predictions, because then once we went to the score predictions after having very productive conversation, it all went hell from there. But Steve D, I think I think a lot of people are feeling disillusioned with the club. You're absolutely right as
Yeah.
well. You're
Tough
absolutely right,
times at the
Steve
moment,
D.
Jack. Tough
Yeah.
times, mate. Everyone's a little bit sad, aren't they?
Yeah, it's
I've just read the
even when you
20.
wanted, and Sean, you brought up, even I don't want to turn it into this, but like you mentioned, a big factory reset, a big power reset, right? And like that's not easy to
Yeah.
do, or no one's eager always to do a factory reset. It's not fun, and
Yeah, it's weird, mate, because I took that. I didn't, obviously, I was so emotional after the Arsenal game. And then I said that. And I didn't realize at the time it was like a 5-minute rant, obviously. But then I woke up the next day, I grabbed it. I was like, I felt like I got something off my chest there. And I put it up on my own channel. And over the course of the week, like I feel like I've kind of moved away from it, kind of going, "Oh, I think I probably overreacted. I was doom and gloom, emotional, reactionary after the result against Arsenal." But then as the week's kind of gone on, and I've been reading stuff about Conte, and his like the embargoed section of his press conference, that read so badly, though. It sounded so um Lionel pessimistic. And like, I don't know, like I can't, it's not trying to be flip-floppy. It's just kind of like I don't know how I feel right now, Jack. To me, like, I really want this whole thing to work as it is. But I can't really figure out how, whatever happens tonight, good or bad, I still don't know whether it's, are we just treading water until inevitability kind of smacks us in the face?
I don't know.
Or
The transfer market reflects that at the moment. That's
yeah,
what it feels like, because the indecisiveness with whether we're like, buying like Pedro Porro. I feel like we should have bought him a long time ago, but
yeah,
it
yeah,
our dragging of our feet sort of reflects that, because it's like, do we want to sack Conte? And that's why some people are maybe calling tonight Last Supper. I don't know. It's not good thought,
Oh, is that what
Sean.
people are saying? Is that
Some
what people
people
are
might
saying in the
call tonight
comments?
the Last Supper if it doesn't
Yeah.
go well. Dark Sun
Maybe
G
this is
here.
the hors d'oeuvres of the Last Supper. Maybe the main course is next week. Sorry.
Let's hope
Yep.
second
You're
half
saying
FC serves us dessert, Sean. Let's hope second half FC should. Dark Sun G saying happy to see Ben back, Bentoncourt back. Why Larice as goalkeeper? Forster should be the number one. I'm with you, Dark Sun G, and you've been saying this for a long time. And I don't know. Like I said, it's just the basics that I think Hugo is, blundering these days. Like it's just like catastrophic errors that just kill the momentum, that just kill the form, and when we're trying to build something, and it's just I don't know. It's just basic stuff that I think we're not even like asking a lot of him, is maybe what I'm trying to say. Like we're asking in certain cases him to just make basic saves and he's not doing it. And then in other moments, we're asking him just to, receive the ball under no pressure at all. He still somehow makes a meal of it. I don't know. That's why I'm for Forster as well. Dark Sun Geo. Just feel like it's just the basics that Hugo just can't really do anymore. And I don't know. Just take him out of the pressure as well. Take him out of the firing line. Maybe just sort of give him a breather, if you will. And I know Chris feels the same way. Big up, Chris, and also big up Dark Sun G. Appreciate the support, my man.
Big up, boys. Big up,
Good to
boys.
see you, Ribsy, as well. Wayne as well. Good to see you all. We're close to kickoff, everybody, so I got to get that timer ready. But hopefully you're keeping well, everybody in the chat. Mia W is in here. BX Gunner, 24Z, Paul Beatty. If I didn't say hello, yeah, I said hello at the beginning, but it's good to see you, my friend. Mark Ivy is in the chat. Steve D, hopefully all is well, my man. Tequila. Hopefully you're keeping well, Tequila. Might need the margaritas later in probably either scenario, in case we win 3-0 or in case it doesn't go that way, my friend. Good to see you. Palace Haunter. Hopefully you're keeping well. Sue Smith, Tom81, and everybody else. And Sebas Wolf. Sebas, are we watching this behind the couch? Are we just maybe driving and watching this or listening to it on the radio, Sebas? Because I don't know. I was texting you this morning, my man, and with the Trossard news and everything as well. It's just, I don't know. It just feels like each and every day we're just dealt like another punch in the face, another punch in the gut. Like the 2-0 loss to the North London Derby in the North London Derby was bad enough. But now, I don't know. It just feels like it's just not getting better at the moment. And we'll see how it turns out tonight. We'll just see how it turns out tonight. Big up Sabas, my man. Hopefully you're keeping well. Everybody, hit that like button while you're in here. Keep getting the comments in. I'll try to bring them up on screen, but I got to get all this other stuff situated. Make sure the scoreboard and the timer and all that good stuff is good to go. Shawnee, I'm taking a look here. See Holland with the I don't know.
Is this the debut of Haaland and Alvarez playing together and starting together? I can't remember a game where they've started together before. Am I wrong?
I can't answer that really with confidence because I don't watch every Man City game, but I don't think it's too common that they do start together. But my logic, Sean, was that they're doing it to basically they know that the center backs, crumble under pressure. They're going to
Yeah,
press
yeah,
they're
yeah.
going to press the back
Press the
line.
back. Yeah.
And Julian Alvarez works hard off the ball. Holland works pretty hard off the ball. So they'll have those two hungry to try to win,
Yep.
something from Dyer, Romero, or Davies. But then they also have still Riyad Mahrez and then Jack Grealish for that kind of creativity because there's no De Bruyne today, I believe, in the team, if I'm
Yeah.
not
No, he's
mistaken.
out. He's out. Yeah, he's
So
injured, I
that's what
think.
maybe they're making up for them, instead of just going and just plugging in just some regular team. I think with De Bruyne, maybe without De Bruyne, they're just going for the likes of a different sort of lineup. So he's going for two strikers, and I don't know. I don't find that to be a bad solution actually for Pep. I could see that causing us problems if I'm going to be honest.
I can see a lot of them causing us problems. I think we have to just like do what we did last time round, right? I know that the 4-3-3 doesn't really matter. I was having this debate earlier on my channel, like 3-4-3, 3-5-2. It doesn't really matter off the ball because everyone just tucks in and it becomes a 3-5-1 anyway, or like a 5-4-1, however you want to think of it. But we just have to be able to, when we get the ball back, when we retain the ball, we have to execute the distribution of it with absolute perfection. And then when it gets into those channels, those guys who get it, Sonny, you have to do it for us tonight, my man. You have to do it. You have to figure a way to get back to the old version of yourself. And Decky, you got to sit in there and fight and show the shoulders, show the weight room. We're off. Are you with me on the timing?
Almost off. Well, I'm watching
Right.
Kulusevski here.
Just let me know when you're going and I'll press start. But we have to do that. And then we have to just like the guys at the back, Dyer and Hugo Lloris, and any of them, if you make a if you have a clanger, we're done. So just find a way to be clanger free for 90 minutes.
Please do. Please do. And we're off here. Sorry, Sean. Oh,
All right, perfect.
I
haven't got I haven't got your links. I haven't got your link. So just let me know what time you're on.
I put it in the private chat, actually.
Oh, you have? You have? Okay.
Sorry about that. Put it in a little late.
That's all good. Here's Romero. Romero looks left towards Ben Davies. Ben Davies knocks it upfield towards Perisic. Perisic inside to Sonny. Sonny with a 1-2. Tottenham win a free kick, a throw in. Stonesy puts it out. And we're 37 seconds in, guys. If you're trying to sync up with us whilst Jack O gets the...
Jack's already early trouble here for Jack O, as per usual. Loves to start this way. I'm like a Romero, I like to start, with an early smash on the scoreboard.
Come on, Lloris, get rid of it! Oh,
jeez.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, lovely chest down.
The ball.
Rodri's had a spectacular season, actually, for them. I must be honest. He's been brilliant. He'll be a tough one to break down. I feel like he was a little boring for them at first, and then, I don't know.
It was that hand of Rod moment, wasn't it? That turned his little time around to become a bit more exciting of a player. There's the guy that was on your YouTube channel for the North London derby. I forget his name. Is it like Flav? No, not Flav. There's another guy who looks just like Aki. This guy who's on the screen right now. Who's the guy? He's an Arsenal fan. Who's
North Side.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely similar pullback with the hair, absolutely. But there we are, everybody, synced up with the timer. Apologies, classic. That's a classic for me. So, do apologies, everybody, but we are synced up in here. And we have
1 minute 51 seconds for us right now.
Exactly right. We have Ake giving it to Grealish. They've broken us through here already. No, threw in behind. Well cleaned up by Perisic. Hugo just gets it launched.
Win the ball. Win the knockdown. Let's go.
Lovely
Let's
son.
go. Come
Lovely
on, Sonny.
Sonny.
Prove me wrong, bro. It's your night.
Gives it to Harry.
Here's Emerson. Emerson looks forward. Decky wins it. Pulls it back. He's saying, relax, everybody. Just relax. That's what we want. Let them press. Let them press. See, I don't know how I feel about this. You get yourself into a good position and you end up just doing that. You just walk the ball back to the goalkeeper and the goalkeeper just smashes it upfield.
He goes back to his antics, though, as well, of just getting it launched at every single opportunity. And he was doing that in North London Derby. And what happened is that when we ended up going down a goal and they kept pressing us, we just couldn't get any composure because it felt like everybody was just clearing it all the time. When we have possession, maybe try to keep possession for a little bit. You don't always just have to clear it and get it launched. We almost are just a bit Burnley-ish, at times. It feels like we're just sort of just getting it launched in the hopes that someone could knock it down, or we just do it because we're under no pressure whatsoever, and we already lose our heads, and we already lose our heads. But
yeah, I don't understand. You get yourself. Emerson gets the ball. He passes it up to Decky. Decky's in the final third. He's a guy who's got the ability to dribble. He's got the shoulders in him. He's got the strength in him. He can do all sorts. And instead, he passes it back to Emerson. He passes it back to Højbjerg. He passes it back to to Romero, who passes it back to Lloris. If you're trying to do that for a reason to drag the players out, then what is the purpose of Lloris then just smashing it up the end of the pitch? You're giving the ball away. It's that difficult to get the ball when you don't have it. That when you do have it, you shouldn't be just. There's just no plan. It's pathetic.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. Mahrez here.
Mahrez.
Lewis Holland goes out of play for a goal kick. It's a good little shove, though, whoever did that on Holland. You'll have to see
Gentle nudge from Emerson.
That's what it was. Yeah, well done by Emerson. Well done by Emerson there.
Hey, listen, the one thing you can say about him, say what you want about his ability to do anything on the ball, but when we don't have the ball at the back post, he's one of the best I think headers and defenders of the ball at the back post that we've seen. I think he's far better than most of our right backs in that particular aspect of the game. You know, let's go. Here's Emerson now. Find the ball. Harry Kane.
Oh, lovely
he does
Harry.
well. He's dragging players out. Harry, get the well done, son. Well done. Let's go, Bents. Benson called a Dyer. Let's go, Ben Davies. Charge.
Bentancur. Oh, what a lovely hold-up play from Big H. And just a disgusting Meg as well. Absolutely lovely. Yeah, I mean, it just showed maybe the creative midfield was coming through there. Creative midfielder of Harry Kane. Out to Emerson here. Oh, nice little pass into Bentancur. Breaks the lines a bit of that press.
Let's go, Perry.
Find somebody, son. Oh, good defending from Lewis.
Lionel Perry. Let's do it, son. Come on, Tottenham. 5.5 minutes played. I think we'd say so far we've had the edge. The first 6 minutes are ours.
Well, let's live off these 5 minutes.
Long ball from Eric Dyer. Finds Emerson Royale. Does well. Puts it forward. Go on, Dex. No, it's a poor pass from Emerson. Too heavy. Easily.
I think it's a Kanji there. Gives it into Holland. Back to Rodri. Oh, good pass from Rodri.
What pass? Oh,
foul given away by Ben Davies. Good physicality, though, shown by Ben. You do like to see it.
Love it. Love to see it.
Oh, no, it's close to a clean tackle there.
Land it on him. Let him know you're
Just
there,
missed the initial challenge. But, I like that. I like that from Ben Davies. I feel like he was maybe stepping across in a Dyer space, though. Felt like, or maybe, being the more aggressive one. But maybe you just had the read on it. They go back to Ederson here. Whoa!
What? Ooh, love that press. See what we're doing now, Tottenham. Move up. Press with him.
Tequila saying could go for some peri rice and paneer, Shawnee. Damn you for giving me that idea.
I haven't had any dinner. I might be needing to get some of that myself. Sounds nice. Here comes Man City down the left-hand side. Let's figure it out, Tottenham. Decky, get there. Push out, boys. Come on. Is that little? Who's the little fella on the? Is that the guy
Lewis or whatever his name is? Yeah, is it Reese Lewis, Ryan Lewis, Rashad Lewis? I'm not sure.
That's him there, isn't it? Oh no! Rid of it. Well done. He's tiny, isn't he? Tiny with the afro. Yeah, small guy.
Yeah, I think he's going to be the one with that license to go forward
and come inside as well. Oh no. Perry.
Cancel the order if you can, Tequila. Cancel the order. No Perry.
What was that?
Please, no. Don't get any Perry. Big up, Andrew. Help us all as well, my man. Big up, Zoe. If I didn't say hello to you, Zoe, big up. Good to see you, Tyler, too.
Looks right to Stones. Stones back to Lewis.
Big up, King Hoddle.
Push it on him.
Look at that Bentancur press. Dan Coy is saying, I do miss that Bentancur press. I think we all do. Absolutely right. Good to see you, Lisa. Back to Ederson here. Nice little pass from into Lewis. Rodri.
He's got massive freedom, this kid. Massive freedom. Oh, yeah. No.
Maybe he has that Cancelo role. They've broken the lines here. Ooh, goes out for a corner. Cross in from Julian Alvarez. Blocked by Ben Davies. Goes out for a corner. It's just they have those nice progressive passes through the midfield.
Yeah, they can slice you to pieces, can't they? I'm worried about who's going to be marking Haaland. Who's going to be marking him?
I don't like the zonal marking, especially with a guy like Haaland. And I feel like they have a lot of big boys, Man City, actually.
Decky's been given him, has he? No.
They have a lot of big boys. Mahrez whips it in here. Back post, Haaland!
Oh my good God.
It's like Koulibaly all over again, like the person that you would be thinking about, and you just let him go free. Oh, but they blocked us off there.
Decky's left him. Decky's let him just.
It's a classic with the zonal marking, though. That's what they do, is that they'll
Why did we
run a
do that? Why
routine
did we
like
do that?
that, and then they'll block you off from, getting to the guy that can actually that they're aiming for. It's I don't know. I just don't like the zonal marking for that reason. I feel like it's too predictable to come up with a routine to stop it or to take advantage of it.
Somebody knows more about tactics than I do. Would have to explain to me one day the
Yeah,
benefit of zonal
good
versus man to
clearance.
man.
Good
Well done,
clearance
Deck.
there.
Let's go, Decky. Push, push, push. He's tiny. He's tiny. He's almost as small as Podence at Wolves. Love it.
Big up, Mary W. Good to see you, cynical dad.
Oh dear. Let's go, Eric Dyer. Come on, son. Eric Dyer.
Oh,
He's getting
sir.
shoved. Come on, ref. Let's find it.
Perry. That's a bit
Sonny,
of a
is that a
hospital,
handball?
Perry. Wasn't that son?
Get yourself involved there. Oh,
Oh,
fuck
ref.
off, referee.
I mean, it's John Stones as well. I mean,
Wow.
it's just Perisic. He's just I feel like it's just anyone's. It's anyone's there. It's not foul on.
How has he found that pass so easily? He's just sliced through four people.
Is he giving away another foul there? Wow, the referee is just again like the referee. Like he's just babysitting.
Who's the referee for today's game? Dark Sun G will give us some details about
He's
the man.
Forget it. He's not Anthony Taylor, but he's the other one. He's like what's his face? Darren England is the VAR referee, but I forget who this one is.
I've got no idea, to be honest.
What's his face, everybody? Darren England, and he's not Anthony Taylor. This isn't Anthony Taylor.
Shikara Shook is saying, please don't mock him, Sean. He'll probably score a worldie now. Who am I mocking? Oh, I'm mocking the youngster. Oh, yeah. No, I'm not mocking him. I admire it. Just commenting.
Mahrez.
Wait a minute!
He scored a worldie the other day, Mahrez, as well, from free kick.
Push out, Tottenham. But if you're going to push out, that's it. That's it, Sonny. Oh,
Simon Hooper. Thank you, Dark Sun G. Simon Hooper. I think you're right, Dark Sun G. That sounds right. I feel like I read that one earlier loud in the pre-match build-up.
Well done,
Big
Dark
up, my
Sun
man.
G. Hoops.
Appreciate the help.
Legend. Oh dear. John Stones. Kanji. Do you think that Tottenham, that City have gone with a little bit of a weakened back four against us tonight? Like they're rotating and resting out of disrespect.
I think Cancelo, if I'm not mistaken, I've heard Talk Sport calls, and like he's been a bit disappointing, even though he's like world class. Maybe he's been a bit disappointing. So they've just gone for Lewis and allowed him to take that sort of free role, right, going forward and everything. Højbjerg almost gives it away there, but lovely.
Oh, that's
lovely
beautiful.
from Kane.
I love that from Harry.
Oh,
Let's
sir!
find it, Emerson.
I mean,
referee.
I just love how he's so quick to give it to. He's so quick to give it to Man City, and then Højbjerg just gets clattered there, and he's just playing the advantage. Doesn't even lift his hand. Doesn't even bother to lift his hand.
Sorry, are we gonna do nothing here? That's a
and then
yellow,
also,
bro.
ouch! And then also as well, Kane got shoved over too, sir. I mean, geez, it's just you were babysitting Man City, and now you can't give us anything, sir.
Sir. Polite.
It's like I was on the field right there next to him. It's just, I calmed my voice down after that. And then I walked over to him, kind of, came in a bit more approachable.
Look, we're 14 minutes in. This is okay. It's kind of what we expect. We haven't had too many chances to break. Man City have been fairly disciplined thus far with the way that they move the ball forward. They're not really pushing up. Like they're quite disciplined, which makes it fairly difficult for Tottenham to then break on the counter with any kind of pace. So it's a bit of a game of chess right now. It's got to be offside, please. Thank you.
Not for Rashford, it is.
Yeah. Wowzers.
I completely agree, Steve D. He said, "What happened to the days that when someone went through a player and they got up and said, 'Is that all you got?'"
Yeah,
Completely
yeah,
agree,
yeah, yeah,
Steve.
yeah.
It's
I
Bentancur
came from a
here.
rugby background, so I'm all about that kind of
Oh,
physicality.
you gotta
Well
accept the first
done.
hits.
Well done, Bex. Let's
Oh,
go. Let's go.
Hulu
Then we've
here.
broken through. We can move now.
Get there.
Go on, Emerson. But you've got to get someone in the box.
Oh,
Okay, that's okay. That's okay. But there was nobody moving forward.
it's hard to
No
know.
one joining. Sonny was the only guy that was in the box. We need to throw some caution to the wind, boys. Oh, Emerson's down.
Not,
A
not,
little bit
not
of a
much
turned
there.
ankle there.
I don't know. Probably not much there. Just maybe a bit of housery from Emerson.
Yeah, he's fine. He's absolutely fine. He's just making sure that he's got that in his little stat pad.
No, he's
His
got to get
little
that first. Yeah, he's got to get. It's like a
in the
sir,
clips.
It's like a sir. He's got to get his first scream out. Oh, lovely little run from Emerson.
Let's go. But someone's got to join him in the middle because you know if he's going to get it in, this. Oh, here we go. Let's go.
Okay.
Mo, let's go.
Back to
Mo.
Kulisevsky. Here it is.
Decky's the guy.
Okay.
See.
It's usually lovely from Romero. Oh, into Kane.
Oh, he's offside, and it was a side netting anyway.
Great
I gotta
pass
see
from
that again.
Bentancur. Lovely pass from Romero there.
Yeah, he was off. He was.
Yeah,
off.
he's off by just his whole body is offside. But lovely little inventive pass, I think, from Romero, and then Bentancur that's just also a gorgeous pass in between the channels.
Lovely shot as well. The way you can just take it on the foot on the stride.
Lisa's saying Bentancur is smooth like butter. I absolutely love him. He is butter, Bentancur. Absolutely agree. Okay, poor kick from Ederson, but I don't know why we're giving it right back to them. Was that Perisic?
What touch is that from Davies? I think that was.
That was Davies, yeah. Jeez, I feel like Perisic and Davies are just off it tonight. Perisic hasn't been great on the ball either. But we know we'll rely on him for a good cross later, so I know he'll prove me wrong. But Davies has got to step it up there. Tyler saying take a touch. Jesus, yeah, I agree. Good pressure here. Come on, lads. Okay, going down the byline. Mahrez into the Lewis. What's the first name of the Lewis kid, everybody?
Riaz, is it? Or Ryan? I think you're right.
I said Ryan or Reese.
It is.
Rico. Thank you, 24Z.
It's a good name, actually. Oh, come on!
Okay, what's
Get
Holland
up,
doing there?
you mug!
Get
up!
Jesus. I mean, sir.
Look at the ref. He's waiting. He's trying to find a reason to give it. He's nodding.
Pathetic.
He's like, yeah. If I get the second, if I get a chance.
Oh, what is that? What is that? I mean, he's built like a man mountain, and he's going down like that, sir. Oh, where is the card?
Do you know what? If you actually look at that again, though, it does look like Romero sticks a little foot out.
But he's looking for it at the same time.
Yeah, 100%. Romero here. Oh God, here we go. Here we go.
No, it was good under pressure.
Now let's play. Nice. Let's play. No, Harry.
Got to bring that down, Harry. Maybe you got time, son. Lovely Højbjerg. Someone get onto it, please. Jeez.
You've got to win the second ball, boys. Jesus Christ, come on.
Shot from Gundogan. Jeez, someone's got.
Jack, is there any chance you can pipe through a tiny bit of audience, like a tiny bit of noise into the background, so I can at least because I feel like there's I can't do it on my own TV. Is there any chance you can just pipe like 10% volume of the crowd so I can hear what's going on? Is that possible with your access or not?
No, I think it's
let's
muted.
go.
It must be muted.
No problem.
It's Nick helping me out with that.
Oh, is it Nick? Is it? All right, no worries. No worries.
And then I think he's away at the moment.
Fair play. Fair enough.
No, that's usually helpful. I agree with you. To get to know how it sounds. Emerson, good block.
Well done, Emerson. Fresh haircut, bro. Look at that. That's a crazy haircut, bros. I'm not a fan of it, but I like the fact that you're a fan of it. And if that gives you confidence, then that's all that matters. Let's find a way to make this work
I mean,
tonight.
some of these guys get their haircut once or twice, like every week or so. Like, and you eventually run out of
Yeah, yeah.
ideas, I think, and you start coming up with too much. Mahrez corner cleared
Good fix.
away.
Romero gets rid.
Come on,
Tackle him there,
Kulu.
Decky. Oh,
Dink
boy.
from Alvarez cleared
Well
away again
done.
by Spurs, but it goes
Well
out to
done,
Mahrez on the
Højbjerg.
left.
Get there, Emerson.
Oh,
Oh,
top of the
no.
box, Mahrez.
Oh, it's blocked.
Or no,
Well
inside
done.
the
Who
box.
was that?
On the penalty.
Harry Kane.
Block.
Let's go, Decky. Look at the Sonny.
Drive
Look for
side.
Sonny. Yellow card, ref. There's got to be a yellow. Yes.
Thank you.
Decky, Sue bloody perb there, bro. Sue bloody perb. He had nowhere to go. That's the best way. Best way you could. That's the absolute maximum you could have got. Sonny was all the way on the other side, free as a whistle. That's not even a thing, free as a bird. But I'll take that yellow card. Well done.
Who made that block there at the 6-yard box? Is that Dyer? Well
Eric
done,
Dyer.
Moonhead.
Well done, Mooney.
That was a great block.
That's what we're talking about. What we're talking about.
Emerson here. A little bit of space. Oh, he had Sonny at the Kulusevski put in a little bit of a not in a great area, and then he gives it away there. Oh,
look at
those
that.
passes that break the lines are so hard for us. Someone win that. Get there,
well
Parrot.
done.
You're off the
Get there
team.
again. Oh, unlucky Pezzi. Well done, mate. Well done. Good enough, bro. Good enough.
Skunkwork said the bowels are holding up here so far. Not too bad.
It's weird though. I just don't feel as nervous about tonight or anything like it. Like not even a fraction about tonight as I usually do. I don't know why, Jack. I just feel like the kind of the energy that it's got to be a free kick.
Maybe it's you're just more focused on, what type of paneer you're going to have with your peri-peri chicken. Or,
I don't know. Are you like, obviously the Arsenal game took a lot out of us, right? Like I was so,
yeah, I think a lot of people are just so,
up.
I think someone put it well, actually, in all seriousness, someone put it well earlier that they were just like, Spurs have drained me so much this week that it's more like a morbid curiosity, someone said, for like how this could go tonight. And
yeah,
I don't know if like I feel the exact same, but I do kind of see where maybe that's where it's coming from. It's just sort of like blind, sort of optimism for today. But won by Romero.
Oh, no, he's absolutely nailed that. That's absolute bullshit. That is such bullshit.
I feel like he always gets these early yellows, and I guarantee you he probably won the ball here.
I want to see that again. That's nonsense.
Usually he gets these early.
He didn't even touch him. He didn't even touch him.
He keeps getting these early yellows, Christian, that I like that just are so unfair. How is that a yellow? Says Scooter Reacts. I completely agree. And the other thing too is that this is like in the North London Derby. The one in the North London Derby wasn't a yellow. He won the ball.
Correct.
And I just don't get it now. It's like he's winning the ball. He doesn't yes, I know he has the reputation for putting in hard challenges, but it's you know what I'm saying, Sean? It's not like he's.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying, mate. It's absolutely
it's unfair. Like I think it's really unfair. Like it's not like he's Pepe or something like that. That's like scraping people and like doing complete shithousery. Like he wins the ball most of the time, Romero.
If anything, that the other guy should have got a card for diving. Go on,
yeah,
Sonny. Let's go.
Oh.
Ref, sir.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. What are you
hate
doing?
Simon Hooper. This is just getting out of hand.
Two men got knocked off the ball there.
But it's just not consistent because we did that to them earlier and he blew the whistle right away. We did that to them earlier and he blew the whistle right away. We just showed shoulder to shoulder and they just Jesus, Simon.
I'm getting angry.
Mahrez.
I don't know what's going on, Jack. Like part of me, I don't know whether I'm feeding off the energy in the community generally in the Tottenham camp, but like part of me wants to take this game super seriously because it's against Man City and you get 3 points here. It can be the catalyst. Remember the same game last year was the catalyst. We were on the back of I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Jack, but weren't we on the back of like a bad loss against some team? And then we came here having heard Conte's, let's deal with the corner first. Here's Mahrez coming in. Well done. Get rid of it.
Boys. Oh, Sonny on the run here. Come on, take it down, Son.
Let's go, Sonny.
Get
Go,
on your horse,
go, go,
Sonny.
go, go.
Oh, fuck.
Ah,
Grealish caught up to him.
couldn't get it down. Couldn't get it down. But Jack, am I right? Am I mistaken that the game before this fixture last season, we were like, am I right in thinking that Conte had come out and said after a loss that, I'm not sure if we've got if I've got the credentials for this job, all that stuff, and then we came and did this. We beat them 3-2 in this fixture, and then suddenly he was swinging from the ropes as Tarzan.
I believe we had a bad loss of some kind before we won 3-2, and then we had a bad loss at Burnley. I think was the one.
That's right. Yeah. So it wasn't the catalyst.
Afterwards.
Yeah.
I think it was the Burnley afterwards where he was like, he had a bit of a blow up, if you will, but rightfully so. I mean, we all had a bit of a blow up. We were like, what the hell?
Yeah. It's so weird, man. Like I've been kind of like talking to people today. I've had 12 conversations today with people from the community, and nobody.
Sonny here. Sorry, Sean.
That's okay, mate. It's all right. I'm just being pessimistic anyway. Let's go, Perry. Put the cross in, boy. Do it, back post. Oh, Aki. Oh, it's a good header. He's taking it off Kane's foot. It's a great
gorgeous
cross.
Ball. It's just asking for somebody. Even Conte was probably doing that header as well, like he loves to do. Yeah. Tyler saying if Sonny earlier when he had that chance with that clearance, he said that's a goal if Sonny was on form. You're probably right, actually. I feel like he brings that down in stride. He just surges ahead of them, or then he finds Kane. Emerson, Jesus Lord.
What is that, lad?
I mean, he loves his souvenir. He loves his souvenir.
What is that?
Even Pep is upset with that. He's like, I mean, we only have so many balls.
Yeah. Everyone, even the crowd, everyone is a little bit pissed off with that one. That's hilarious.
Oh, geez, how'd that get around Sonny? Jeez. Oh, how are they getting? How did they get through there?
No, I'll be honest. So far, so far so good, right?
We're pressing high as well at times.
27 minutes in, I think it's an even game. No real chances at either end. Yes, they've had the lion's share.
Well done.
Of the
Someone
possession.
get that. Sorry, Sean. You're making
that's all right. Yeah. Some weak decisions from the referee, but let's just hang on. Let's see what we can do in the second half. FC, get rid of it. Rid of it. Oh.
Bentancur clears. Rodri, top of the box.
Oh, well done.
Dove as well early. Why is he diving early? Like, why is it's going through 1,000 bodies? Like, why is Hugo even diving early like that?
Did he dive? Did he? Didn't see that.
He dove as Rodri shot that as well.
I don't know why Haaland headed the ball back across. Haaland had a free header. He could have just turned his head and put it into the goal mouth and see what happens. Mahrez with the corner.
Get it out, Hugo. Thank you, Hugo. Win that. Grealish. Win that. Not a great clearance from Romero. Well done, Bentancur. You can breathe.
Shityourself.com.
Adrian Chia.
Squeaky bum time.
Big up, lads, liking the script so far. Come on, you Spurs. Sean, the script. Enjoying it?
Script is okay. It's okay. It lasted longer than against Arsenal. I hope that Romero's okay. Come on, bro. You're better than that.
What Romero needs is another Romero on the pitch just to smack him on the back of the head just to get him right, because that's what Romero would do.
Yeah, who's the Romero for Romero, Jack? Everyone needs a Romero, but
we need two Romeros on the pitch, I think, at all times. Emerson.
Rid of it. Well done, Emerson, again.
Yeah.
He's actually been okay.
He's good for this sort of thing. When you're getting launched with crosses, I think he is probably better than Doherty. I thought Doherty lost a lot of his aerial duels, if I remember, in that North London derby on a lot of occasions.
Yeah, I've always said it about Emerson. One of the best headers of the ball in the squad.
Which is a problem at the same time.
It's definitely an indictment of how bad we are, but you know.
You're exactly right, though, Sean. Rodri, sketchy pass, and Enrico. Clattered by Bentancur.
Don't do that. That's not a yellow card. Please don't give him a yellow card.
See, that's more of a yellow, though, than the fucking Romero one. That's where it's like, that's more of a yellow. It shouldn't be a yellow, but that's more of a yellow. But Adrian...
Well, he tried to jump out of it as well, though. I know he ended up getting caught, but he tried to jump out of the way.
I mean, they're a little scared.
Let's
well
go.
done, Pierre.
Let's go.
Sir, he's all over Pierre.
Let's go. Come on, Dex.
Decky, what is that touch, mate?
Oh, no.
In behind. What a pass. Into Grealish. Get there. Thank you, Romero. Come
Yes!
on. Thank you,
That's the sort of
Hootie.
challenge we want, bro.
What a fucking challenge.
That is the sort of thing we haven't seen
Oh.
for a long time from you, Christian. Love that, my man.
Rodri is the one that is tearing us apart, though. We need to get someone on him, like Kane or somebody needs to be able to just try to, take away the passes into Rodri. And then if it is with Rodri, you have to just find a way to just not allow him to look up like that. I feel like he is tearing us apart, Rodri, with some of these passes. Big up, Adrian, though. I'm loving the script. It's been a great game, actually.
Rid of it. Well done, Perisic. Let's
Try,
go,
Pierre.
Let's go, Pierre. Go on, Daddy Sauceberg. Was that a ball? Ref! Oh, come on, mate.
Wait, for what?
What the fuck is that? What are you talking about, bro? Come on.
He's giving a yellow to Pierre.
Oh, my God. What the fuck is going on with you, Hooch? What's his name, Hooch?
Simon Hooper. Let's see
Hooper.
this. Please don't be.
Oh my God,
Lord.
you're absolutely joking. It's the follow through.
He is
on a tackle,
babysitting Man City. He is babysitting them.
He's literally putting his foot down. He's running and he's putting his foot down on the back of a tackle. You are having an absolute fucking laugh, referee. It's a disgrace. What are you supposed to do? You're getting tackled. You're supposed to suddenly change your step. For the love of God. Who's that? Now we've got Romero, Højbjerg, and there's a third one, isn't there? We've got a third one as well on a yellow.
Didn't we have two yellows, Romero and Højbjerg?
Is that it? Is it?
I believe so.
Okay. It's an absolute outrage. That's a disgraceful decision.
Big up, Mark New. Good to see you, my man. Legend. If you're around tomorrow, Mark New, for the fan show, would love to see you, brother.
I'm so fucking annoyed with that. Like, he's literally finishing his stride. He's just been challenged. Fair challenge, good challenge. But he's got to land his foot somewhere. It happens to be on the fella's fucking ankle. Like, what's the... Oh, well done. Well done, Sauceberg.
Come on, Sonny.
Let's go.
Okay.
Shut up.
No worries. No worries, Sonny. Nobody there.
I'm angry.
No, this is shocking. I just feel like Sean... I don't know. We'll get into it later.
Yeah, we'll get it halftime. Come on, Harry. Let's see you do something. Oh, what a ball. Go on, Sonny. No, not this time. Come on.
Come on, lads. Throwing the Spurs.
Putting up a good fight, Jack. We're putting up a good fight. We're fighting the good fight. Let's do it.
Would love a long throw in. I wish it was on a Perisic's side. Would love a long. Oh, well done, though. In the Kulu.
Show in the weight room.
Whip it in. No. Okay. Into Harry. Whips it in. Sonny.
Why is Harry
up
Kane
there.
on
Good upper. Sonny.
Sorry, but why the fuck is Harry Kane on the touchline there?
Yeah.
We had a throw in. Why is Harry Kane there? Why can't Romero be in that position and Harry? Like, we had time to reset.
Maybe someone's always got to be there to help Emerson on the cross.
It doesn't need to be Harry Kane, though, does it, mate?
No, it's usually Kulusevski, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay. Sonny is not Sonny, though. Like, I'd be so much more confident right now if when Sonny gets the ball, I'm like, oh, we're going to see some magic now. But every time I think he's getting close right now, I just don't see. I've got no idea what's up with him.
Gundogan. To Ake. Grealish here. We just need to take Rodri out of the game. Someone needs to be on Rodri. Thank you, Bentancur. Thank you, son.
Look at Bento. Bento's now taken over the role of being the aggressor in the middle.
I feel like it's got to be Kane, but if it is Kane, then taking out Rodri, they're allowed probably to progress further with the center backs. But
if Kane gets a yellow card,
Rodri's the one that's making all these passes that are hurting us. Oh, give a little pressure though.
If Kane gets the yellow, he doesn't miss the next game, does he?
I'm not sure.
Whole thing's part.
I'm not sure how long he has to wait.
I think that game. I think that thing's finished now. I think we're at the halfway point, so it gets. I think it gets reset, but I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments, guys, if any of you guys were on top. Come on, Mo. Put the ball in. There's
All right, comes up
nobody
for a
there,
corner.
but we've got a corner anyway. Let's go,
Come on,
Tottenham! Come on! Come on, Tottenham! Let's do it.
Big up, everybody. Hit that like if you're enjoying the watch along so far. And Czar Spurs, Hincapié is so raw, but I would love a Hincapié just for the fact that I know he is like a very aggressive like Romero. I'd just love to have two Romeros on either side. I think that's what we need in order to play this, more aggressive, kind of with a bit of a higher line. I think that's what would allow us to do it. But Perisic whipping it in.
Get in there, sloppy! Oh! Let's go! Højbjerg, you gotta take it. Who you leaving that for, bro? Fucking hell.
Get it launched. Thank you, Hugo. Someone win it. Someone win this one. Please.
Let's go.
Perisic.
Let's go.
Romero's getting in the box.
Help him.
Someone whip it in. Pierre, top of the box.
Let's go.
Now it's to carry. Oh, to Ben Davies.
Come
on.
Sonny. Oh, Sonny.
I think it was deflected, Sean. I think it took a nick or something.
It did. I think he headed it into Ake's
went off the top of Ake's head. I think he was actually going. It was actually a good header from Sonny. I think it was going the opposite direction. I think he was going the opposite direction of where Ederson was going too. Good chance there.
That's it, Tottenham. We've got them. We've got their match. Come on, boys. Come on.
I think I don't. Everybody, I think Sonny was doing right there. I think he was going the opposite of where Ederson's momentum was going, and then Ake. I think Ake put a head on it. Yeah, exactly right, Crankshar.
THFC Brown is saying we're nowhere near the halfway point, so 5 yellows is still a ban. Okay. I'll take your word for it. Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go.
Hulu.
Let's go. Come on, Decky. Let's do it, son. Do it yourself.
Harry.
Oh, Jesus, it's too crazy. It's too cramped.
So many bodies in there.
Fuck's sake.
Perisic. So many bodies.
Let's go, Tottenham. This is good. This
nice,
is good.
Bentancur. Højbjerg. Love it, Højbjerg. 2 great passes. Pinging it around Pierre. Love it.
Oh, yeah. Come on, Emerson. Let's do something, mate. Get your highlight reel going. Highlight reel.
Come on, get in
there.
Highlight reel. Love it.
Corner. We'll take that.
Positive. Emerson's, he's been very positive, Emerson. He's been very positive with it.
I'm happy with Emo. I think he's been good. He's been decent. He's been better than I would expect him to be.
Lining up for another corner here, lads.
Let's go. Come on. I think Romero's got he's got an angle on this one.
We need Gianni Vio here. Come on, Gianni. Perisic whips it in.
Let's do it. Haaland with a header clear. Win it, Decky. Back in. Oh, there's no one there. We're offside if it was Harry Kane. Why is Harry Kane at the back post?
No, we had him at the back post, remember, for one of those goal routines where it's like he either is the guy at the front post or he's the guy at the back post. It's one or the other. Just in all respect to Gianni's, 4,000 different set piece routines. I studied all 4,000, Sean. So
love to know how much money that man gets paid just to literally only focus on offensive set pieces. That we have to hire somebody else to also handle the defensive set pieces. It's madness. Like, come on, bro. You surely.
If you get the bonus for any set piece goals,
probably, mate. Probably performance related pay.
Emerson, lovely Emerson.
Oh, well done, Emma. Oh, no, Emerson.
Did he do a no look after that? Please don't tell me he did no look after that.
Bro?
I think he did no look after that. You absolute clown.
Oh, no.
You go. Thank you,
save. Took a deflection as well. Rid of it.
Here.
Well done. Who's that? Højbjerg. Højbjerg Mo. It's Ben Davies marshalling everybody. Well done, Ben Davies. Good boy. Because good save from Hugo like that.
Well done, Pierre.
Done.
Pierre.
Show in the weight room.
Pierre.
Yes, Pierre. One more. Sir! Yeah. Where's the yellow? When are we going to even that shit out? That's the 3rd challenge. Come on. Fuck's sake. It took a deflection. It took a vicious
Good
deflection.
concentration, Hugo. Good concentration. Oh, it's a
Oh,
great
what a
save,
save!
Hugo.
That is an
Great save,
absolute
Hugo.
world-class
That's
save.
like the
Well done.
ones that those are like the ones who do in training where, they, hit it off some of those, kind of whatever objects that do that sort of thing.
It's also what he's always been great at, like reaction
Yeah.
saves, right? Just seeing things
It's
happening,
cat-like. Yeah, exactly right.
not even thinking about it, just getting down. He's the best, one of the best in the business at doing those things, no question. It's the other stuff that requires a little bit more forethought that for me is where
Mm.
I struggle to trust him. But
If only we could get every shot where Lloris just didn't have to think.
yeah, yeah, exactly. It'd be perfect. It's the same with Aurelio Gomez. He was kind of similar. They called
Mm.
him what do they call him? The octopus when he played for was it Eindhoven he played for? I forget the team he played. Do you remember
Played for
Gomez,
so many
Jack?
teams. He was a bit of I don't know. He played for Watford as well for a long time.
Before Tottenham, though, do you remember who? I don't know if that was before your time.
No, I
How long
sort
ago?
of joined as Gomez was at Spurs.
That's okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He was known as the octopus in Holland, I think, and very
Ooh,
much a reactionary goalkeeper.
get
Brilliant
there,
at the
get there, Kulu. Oh, lovely son, sir,
Oh, he's so
sir.
strong. Yeah, that's
What
it.
is it? What is Gundogan complaining for
What you got to
diving
say
there?
about
What is
that, Mister?
Gundogan? What is Gundogan complaining for diving there? Jesus
What you got?
Christ.
You got nothing to say, bro. You got nothing to say.
I mean, after we've already, I mean, jeez, as well. Like the referees, like even given a yellow for one of the ones they dived for.
Have you got people
Ayanami, good
joining?
dribbles
Oh
from.
no! Oh no!
Oh, good.
Oh, well
Oh,
done,
well done,
Hugo.
Hugo.
Get
Well
there!
done, Hugo. He's
Fuck you,
battling.
Haaland. Fuck you, Haaland.
Oh, poor pass from Kulu there.
Let's
Sorry,
go.
bit of a
Let's
hospital. Thank you,
go. Yellow
Emerson.
card. Yellow card, please. You've slowed down a. Come on. Where's the consistency? First of all, what are you doing? Who was that?
Who was
Eric
that
Dyer
there?
playing him on side by
Oh,
about a mile.
Moonhead. What is Moonhead? He could have easily cleared that. He just missed the clearance. He just missed the clearance. What is Moonhead doing?
No, there's no problem there, is there? No problem. No problem. No, there's
I
absolutely
mean,
no problem.
I mean,
Shut
he
up.
has all the right in the world to do
Shut
that.
up,
He has all the
Haaland.
right in the world to go for that.
Two problems with that though.
Well
One
done,
is
Hugo.
what was Moon Boots doing playing him a yard on side? Two is what is the ref doing? Like not
No,
having
the
any
two
equity.
things with that, Sean. Oh,
Oh
Mares here.
no.
Can't worry now, Mares. Back post. Fall.
Jesus Christ.
So two things, Sean, with that Moonhead thing is that he plays him on side, like you said, perfectly. But then he also misjudges the ball in as well, where he misses the clearance. Like he
Yeah, yeah,
jumps
yeah.
and misses it. So he does two errors there.
Yeah,
And
yeah, 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 yeah. I'll make you right.
I think
Oh,
with
Jesus
Hugo,
Christ.
like he probably actually offset Holland by running out there. He probably offset him. He missed it entirely.
Yeah,
But
Hugo's been perfect so far. I don't think you can't
I
complain
don't
about
know.
Hugo.
It would have been bad if
I
that
wouldn't say
went in.
perfect.
Yeah, shite defending from Dyer. I agree. So, yeah,
Ref! Oh, come on! He's just been shoved in the fucking back, bro! What the hell is going on, mate? What the hell is going on?
you know he's going to stop play for this Man City player as well. You know he's going to stop play. Yes, he has. You fucking
What the fuck are you
fucking
doing?
clown. You fucking clown.
Watch that back. The clearance comes
He's
out.
so quick. Like his eyes
this?
immediately go
No,
to
no,
the player that's on. Oh my god, he's such a. What
you're
is
giving
the
them-
kanji?
Oh
Someone
my
give a
God.
kanji a yellow for these. Someone
he's
give a
got a yellow-
kanji a yellow, please.
Sorry, they've
Someone
got a
give
free
him a
kick.
yellow.
They've
Someone
got
give him a
fucking
yellow.
free kick. Fuck is going on, bro?
Someone
How
give
is
him a
that
kanji.
free
That's
kick?
twice he's twice he's dived. He's gotten Romero a yellow for it. That's twice he's dived now. Give him a yellow card.
How is that a free kick to Manchester City?
How does he not have a yellow card? Why is he fucking flopping all over the place? He's a fucking center back. Grow a pair, you fucking piece of shit. A kanji. Jesus Christ. It's actually, this is supposed to be what strikers do, not center backs.
I'm fucking fuming.
Ederson. Oh, one back by.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Yes! Yes! Come on! Woo!
Ederson with a huge hospital pass. A huge hospital pass. I don't know who it was into. It might have been Gundogan. Oh, huge hospital. Benjicourt showing him the weight room. Kulusevski. Kulusevski was the opener in the first game as well last season. He was the opener last
Oh
season.
my God. Yes, Jacko!
Oh,
Come on!
what a finish. Oh, a howler from Ederson on the finish as well. What a shocking shot from Kulusevski. It's not even a good finish. It's not even a good finish. Shocking from Ederson on both
Oh, it's
occasions.
so fucking good to see.
That's amazing. What a howler from Ederson there. Absolute howler.
Isn't it great? For once, the howler is not from Tottenham.
The best goalkeeper, some people think, in the Premier League, and it comes from him, not from Hugo.
Right on the stroke of half
Sean,
time.
we needed you on the betting corner today. Oh, we should have had the
Oh.
bet corner. We didn't have time,
I
Sean.
didn't
We
even
didn't have
think
time.
about. I didn't even think about. I haven't put any bets on. I haven't even looked, bro. I've been so busy. Haven't
we-
even looked. Come
we
on,
mentioned
just
you on
hold
the
it out,
pre-
Tottenham. That's not a free kick. Fuck off, referee. What are you doing, bro?
He's babysitting them still. Oh, Kulu. He
You're
opened
having a
it last
fucking
time
laugh,
too,
man.
Shawnee. He opened it last time, and I didn't even
He
look
did,
at the
he did.
time. I didn't even look at the clock. It's 45 minutes here. Come on,
Oh,
come on. In a
right on
halftime
the stroke.
1-0. Sean, I would have taken 0-0 if you had slapped me in the face. And I'm
Yeah,
taking
I would have
1-0,
taken this as
Sean.
well. It's exactly what I wanted. It's
You
exactly.
could kick me in the nuts here, Sean. Jesus, let's go,
Oh, I
boys.
don't want to do. I would never do that. to you,
Oh,
my man. Let's
Benfica.
go. One more. Go, Harry. Go,
Go,
Harry.
horse, Harry.
Go, Harry. Let's go. Let's go, Decky. Come on, boy. Come on. Do
Kulu.
2-0. Ruin it for them. Ruin it.
Oh, get stopped. Well done,
Let's
Harry.
go. Let's go.
Oh,
Yes! Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, it's madness. It's madness. What is going on? What is going on? It's Emerson Royale. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow.
King Otto!
Oh my God.
King Otto! Where are you?
What the fuck is going on, Jack? What is going on?
Ah!
Holy shit.
Oh, he got
Holy
so
shit.
stuck in there, Harry. He got so stuck in. Another howler from Ederson. Bang it in.
I'm going to have a heart attack. Emerson Royale. Emerson Royale.
Love the celebration. Oh, he's talking the tactics as well. Excellent housery. Excellent housery from Emerson as well. Oh my lord. Oh my
Holy
lord.
shit.
This is all happening at the 45 minutes show. Ah, it's halftime. Holy shit. Shawnee, I had no idea. Sean, we were in such an intense period there, Sean. We were in such an intense period.
Oh my
I had
God.
no idea we were even near halftime when Kulusevski scored. I had no
Oh
idea we
my
were even near
God.
halftime. I didn't even look up at the clock. Did not even look up at the clock when Kulusevski had scored. Did not even realize we were near it at that stage.
Jack, tell me you've got people coming in to join us at halftime.
I think
Tell me
we might have Wes. I sent it to Michael. Michael, if you're
I'm
watching out in
fucking
Poland,
exhausted.
please feel free to join us. Holy shit.
Arsenal
Dark Sanji
fans,
with a super
Arsenal
chat.
fans are going crazy for Tottenham tonight. Sorry, Jack.
Oh,
Yeah,
I don't give a shit.
super
I don't
chat.
like
care.
actually quickly, Sean.
Don't
Can I
give a
ask
fuck.
you about that whole thing? Like if Spurs win if Spurs win tonight, what do you make of that, Sean? Like,
No, dude. But honestly, like you know how I feel about things generally. You know how I feel about certain movements, certain narratives. I'm not going to get into it, but generally speaking, like I put a tweet out about a week ago, and I got absolutely slated for putting this tweet out that suggested that certain people have, sometimes don't necessarily always want what's best for Tottenham, and today, all this week, I've seen so many people say, I actually don't mind if Tottenham lose because it would if we won, it would dampen the Levy out thing, and two, it would help Arsenal win the league. So if we won, it would be bad news for Tottenham. I'm like, no, fuck all that stuff. Like, you got to focus on Tottenham. Let Arsenal worry about Arsenal. Let City worry about City. You have to focus on Tottenham all the time. So this is I can't even make sense of it. I'm hoping that Wes is about to come in and
I'm
make
bringing
us
him in, Sean. Just stall
make
for me
sense.
1 second further. This is how I'll make you stall for 1 second further, Sean.
Tell me,
Is
yeah. tell me how.
I did tweet the other day. I made a tweet about I think it was December 19th or something. I did as a joke, hashtag Pep out. When Pep lost a game, I was like, get Pep out. You know, he's gone. You know, he's washed. Get him out of here. I retweeted that tweet about, I think, after their last defeat or whatever drop points they just had. I'm about to probably retweet that retweet from from the very beginning. Pep, all of a sudden, Sean, could it be? This is the
He's
question
out.
here, and then
He's out.
I'm
Pep
bringing
out.
Wes in here, Sean. This is my last question, and then I'll stall a moment further. But Sean, is it? Is it the night? You know, is it maybe actually Pep's last supper? Could be Conte's last supper, but is it Pep's last supper?
Hey, if it's everybody's last supper, you got last suppers all around the country. You got last suppers in Liverpool. You got last suppers in the blue side of Manchester. You might have last suppers in the white side of North London in a couple of weeks. There's so much wiggle room going on. You got not Tuchel, Potter that might be out of Chelsea. Who knows? It's a crazy, crazy evening. I am flabbergasted, my man. Listen, we'll figure all that shit out afterwards, but what an unbelievable last 5 minutes.
Wes,
Welcome, Wes.
Emerson, Circus Royale.
Hey, what? What is going on? What is going on? Emerson Royale.
It's fantasy. It's fantasy.
This club is crazy, bro. This club is crazy. This club is just.
Don't even get it. I also as well, Wes. I was looking up like when Kulusevski had scored. It was like I was like, it's 44 minutes. Like it was like, you know, if Sean and I we were in the middle of the war there, like we were going through the battles. Like I didn't even look up at what time it was. I'm like 44 minutes. Kulusevski scores. I'm like, oh, brilliant timing of a goal. Emerson goes 2-0 up in injury time. In injury time. In injury time. Oh, absolutely ridiculous.
What's going on?
Dark Sun G.
I've got to go for a
break,
wee.
Shawnee. Take a break, Shawnee. Take a break, Shawnee. Dark Sun G. Kulu, 2 goals in 2 games at the Etihad. Oh my God. Come on, you Spurs. Absolutely ridiculous. And also as well, the opener in both goals too. Kulusevski, the Dark Sun G. Adrian Chia, how's this for the script, lads? Absolutely insane. I'm going to bring in Michael from Poland here, everybody. We're bringing people from all over as well. Just give me a moment here. But Wes, I mean, Adrian Chia, he usually draws up the scripts, as you might not know, or as you might know, for these games. I mean, is this what you predicted? Is this what you saw happening? I doubt it. I really doubt it.
No, not at all. No. I mean, I thought we were about to get killed, to be honest with you. I thought we were about to lose 2-0, you know, at least. About be another drag performance or something crazy. I thought Real was going to be Real, but Real today just saying, you know, I saw his interview. I have to say this. I saw they did an interview with Real about his thoughts, what the fans are thinking about him, everything. And I do feel like he said that all he can really do is try, and that he is trying. He's doing extra training and all this kind of stuff. And no, I think at some point in time, as fans, we just got to back our players and just deal with what we got. And what we got is what we have. It's pretty much what it is. And, you know, as long as we got players that are trying to put work in, even though they know they're not to the level that even we want, at least they're trying. And you can tell that Royale is at least trying. Because I know he always had a header in him. I knew that. He's never good with his foot. He's like, he can't kick at all. But
he's been brilliant actually defending headers today too, as well. You have to admit. Yeah.
So he has a good. He could, because it was about, I think it was like 3 or 4 other times where he hit the post with the header. He done did that 3 or 4 times. So it was about time it finally went in, you know, for once. So, you know, good on him finally get his first goal. Maybe that gave him some confidence. I know, you know, he's not going to have the dribbling like we would want him to have, but if he just keeps trying, you know, you never know. But I'm not gonna act like just going to just turn around his whole career here at Spurs. But this is a very good time for him to get a goal.
Oh, it's been a brilliant time for him to goal. You're absolutely right.
It's
Michael, how are we
boys?
feeling? I mean, is this what you predicted, Michael? I mean, is this what you saw happening? I really doubt it. I really doubt it.
Yeah. Can you hear me, Jack?
Yeah, I can hear you all
Yeah,
good, my friend.
All I got to say is City get battered everywhere they go. No matter home, away. Seriously, like how can I comment on it? They just
I
crumbled.
mean,
in
this
2
is how you
minutes,
comment on it. Dark
they
Sun G
always do,
saying
right?
Royale scoring against City. What the fuck is happening? The
Yeah,
best first half.
what the fuck? That's like the most unlikely scorer ever. seriously, I'm honestly so proud with this cup. Like after 16 minutes, I was like, "Fuck yes, it's 15 minutes gone and we aren't like 2-0 down." And like, what the fuck happened? So sorry for swearing, but you literally, I
Plenty
cannot
of
contain
swearing tonight.
myself
Don't
with.
you worry. Plenty
Yeah,
of swearing
I
tonight.
cannot contain
Did you hear
myself.
what I said about how with
Wow.
Kulusevski, like I didn't even know what time it was when Kulusevski had scored, and I was like, "Oh, that's
I
amazing."
told you, Jack. I told you in the moment. I was like, well, that's the 44th minute, Jack, and you must have
I was in the
ignored me.
trenches, Sean. I was in the trenches, my friend. And
Yeah.
Dark Sun G, exactly right. I mean, it just shows that. I mean, there's so many ways Spurs have beat Man City in the past. Not saying it's all over. Jesus Christ, not saying it's over. But
Yeah,
the
yeah,
way
yeah.
we've
that's-
caused
yeah,
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 let's
it's not
wait,
over.
let's wait.
Not over.
the way we've caused problems with them in the past. It's like Emerson now joins the freaking campaign. You know, people who've scored against City. It's absolutely ridiculous.
What you mean the best defensive right wing back in the league?
Anytime against Man City,
Oh,
maybe.
fuck me.
Dark Sun G, we are beating City with Holland at their home. How? And that was another thing too, actually. Michael, I'll bring you in here. I mean, Holland, like he's basically, I think, even though he's on a bit of a scoring duct, I mean, he could still easily kill us. Like he still could easily
Yeah,
destroy
like,
us.
Easily.
But he's even more powerful at home. If even people thought that he was already a superhero, he's actually, majority of his goals have come from home.
yeah,
this season.
like honestly, we have to be a bit careful because they had like 2 or 3 really good chances to score, and one was like classic Lloris. One day a clanger, the other day he saves like a ball that ricocheted of the one of our defenders. Then there was the header when somebody lost him in the penalty box. There was a greenish chance. So it's not like they are not cutting us open, but I think that generally speaking, the team has been like resolute defensively, and like seriously, Rodrigo being back in the team is massive for me. Like finally, like for at least 3 months, we didn't have our starting 11 pretty much on the pitch, right? There was always someone injured from that 11, whether it was like Son, Bentancur, Kulusevski, whoever it was, right? And finally, I think we are in our best outfit. And again, I don't think that this game is without flaws. I think that we were a bit susceptible defensively in certain moments, but still, it's mad that we are like up to nil at the half break point.
Let's say we didn't score then, Wes. Like let's say Kulusevski doesn't score. Let's say Emerson Royale doesn't score. Deservedly 0-0 then,
Yeah.
would you say?
Yeah, because we defended very well. I think Royale was doing their job. I hate that Romero got another yellow card for no reason. And I told y'all about him doing those anticipated tackles, and it's going to hurt him, and now hurt him again.
And I feel
Hopefully
like
he
that
doesn't-
was a crime to give him a yellow.
Yeah, it was a
for
little
that.
bit of a crime though to give out a yellow
Just
card
like
right
the
there.
Arsenal
But
game, I feel like it's unfair
Yeah.
to give him a yellow for it. But I see
Yeah.
your
Crime
point.
for Højbjerg as well.
he didn't really catch him too hard
Højbjerg
anyway.
didn't do anything wrong, did he? Wes,
Yeah,
right?
no.
Højbjerg just finished his he just finished his step, and it
Yeah.
happened to land on someone's ankle. That it's not his fault.
No,
It's not.
and then so I say even if it was 0-0, very, very good first half for us defensively. We got a couple chances offensively, but not really, not nothing crazy. So
Can
but
I follow up actually,
Mhm.
Wes, as well? Because Jerome has put in an interesting super chat. He says, "See, I told you boys, they are having the game of their lives against City. I predicted it. Sorry, but that is still infuriating." So it's the fact that they don't turn up at a North
Can't
London
do it.
derby at home,
Yeah.
and then when Man City they go away from home at the Etihad, like where
Yeah.
nobody should have any hope really, and then they turn up. It's just
We always beat City.
Weird.
We always beat City.
polar
Don't
Hotspur, really. It's just like just two opposite performances, two opposite versions of the team. Like it's infuriating, kind of, Wes. I don't want to bring us down, but Jerome is right here. Jerome is right.
You know what I think? I'm like, if we were the team that we all wanted our team to be, and say we're actually going for the league, us having this knack for being Man City would help us win so many leagues these past couple years. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm like, since we got so much of a cap on City, this would help us so good if we were like second place and they were first or something like that. But it's just sad it's not that kind of situation right now. But we just have a knack for some reason for City. I don't know what it is. It's just
you know what it is, Wes, right?
We're one of their bogey teams. We're one of their bogey teams.
Here's the way we're gonna have to think about this. If we can beat Man City tonight and then we do the same job against them next week, then whilst it's gonna be
That's why we
tough
do
because
this.
we're helping Arsenal win the league, our shtick, right? Our banter can be, you wouldn't have won the league if it wasn't for us, bro. And that's the
Yeah,
way
that's
that
true.
we can like angle it to make them feel like if it wasn't for Tottenham, we wouldn't have done it.
And
That's
we batter
you know,
City every week would definitely
Yeah.
be like a confirmed chant. Like that
Yeah.
just is like it's just confirmed at this stage.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
but
It's been happening
everybody,
since I've been
calmer
watching
horses,
Spurs.
like
We've been
Jerome
beating
has
them.
said here. Calmer horses, like Jerome has said, and also kind of infuriating. And I agree with you, Jerome, because you think a North London derby at home, all of this effort, all of this sort of vigor that we've also seen. Like Højbjerg has looked like a much better player. Probably that's because Bentancur is next to him, but I still think Papa Matasar was better than him in the North London derby, so that's inexcusable. Doherty didn't show up a lot in the North London derby. You have also as well like Sessegnon, and I don't know. It's just it's inexcusable. Maybe a lot of the changes, the players that he's gone for today, might have been the
He went
better
for the original
choices for the
lineup.
North London derby. Maybe that's part of the reason too. Is
Yeah.
that maybe if he had gone for Perisic instead of Sessegnon, maybe if he had gone for Emerson instead of Doherty, could have been a different performance. But I don't want to hinge all of my hopes on them. But it is
He went
infuriating,
for
Jerome. It is
one thing I
infuriating.
know. He went for an OG lineup. He went for the OG lineup. He went for the lineup he usually go for when you think about his starting 11 that he believes that can do the job. And it seems like they are the ones that can kind of do what he wants them to do in certain points, in certain aspects to the game that he wants. So maybe having Royale and them out there is the better options, and maybe we just crazy. I don't know, but it seems like this
Royale's
lineup is
played
probably
well,
our
right?
best lineup.
I think he's been good today. I think he's been very
Royale's been great.
positive. I think he's been good
Yeah.
defensively and very positive.
Yeah.
Dan Coy saying, great first half, and that reason is Rodrigo Bentancur. We've been missing him so
Exactly.
much since the World Cup. Come on, you Spurs. Come on, you Harris Army. You agree there, Michael? Bentancur making the difference here?
Yes, definitely. Like to be fair, if you look at it, the only difference between this team and the one that beat City 3-2 last year is Perisic on the left. And I think that's an upgrade on that team. Whether you think like Sessegnon is better defensively or whatever, right? I think that, as I said, this is our best 11 that we can possibly field, in my opinion. So yeah, like it's massive. Like I'm honestly still shocked at like the events that just happened. Like I scared the shit out of my cat when I jumped when we scored at 1-0. And like seriously, it's the poor kitty started running out of the room, and it was
I knocked everything over. I knocked everything
know.
over
By the
to
way,
the side.
I almost
Luckily,
knocked
no
over my
glass
food.
broke on my end. Luckily, no glass broke on my end. I mean, seriously, everything broke over here, or
I almost
nothing
knocked
broke,
over
but
my
thankfully.
food.
by the way, one important thing,
Bro, I
because
almost knocked over my Chick-fil-A, my drink, everything when I saw Real score that. I was like, what?
by the way, one important thing, because I'm used to saying that my girlfriend kind of brings bad luck to watching the games, and she's today here with me, and we are winning 2-0. So let's just hope that this is the breakout point.
I would love a Tisky right now, Michael. I would love a Tisky so
I
bad.
don't have a Tisky, but I have another beer from.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
We
Nice.
have Dark Sun G kind of echoing a similar thing here. He said the difference is Bentancur, period. He is our core. You're exactly right.
Yep.
I think he's been a huge difference tonight. Steve D, this is maybe for you here, Shawnee. He says, irony, don't have the players. So he's bringing up now that we're all hyped and we're all excited. Now all of a sudden he has the players to get it done. I mean, Steve D is holding Conte accountable. Or is Sean not there? Sean, can you hear me?
I'm here. Yeah, sorry.
Sorry. So, I mean, Steve D kind of just saying, he's not
What was the
holding them accountable. He says irony is now he has the players. That's what Steve D says.
What, Conte?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the question. Well, let's just wait and see what happens. Like, I think that there's so much to. If we can get through this game, has the game started your side? I think we're back,
Yeah,
aren't we?
it started on my
Yeah,
side.
it's
Yeah.
started.
So
okay, boys, I'm gonna jump off. I'm gonna be
got
here
you.
when the game.
see you
finishes.
boys afterwards,
Yeah,
mate.
same.
Appreciate you
Bye.
both.
See you guys.
soon, guys. See you soon, guys. Come on, you Spurs.
We got to hang in. We got to hang on in here now, Jack. Not hang on. But I mean, I don't know. We haven't even had a chance. Well, I don't know if you were speaking whilst I was off the screen about what we do now. Has there been any changes? I've barely calmed down, mate. My heart rate's going at 200 bips per minute. So I don't know what's going on.
That's okay. We're getting the most out of you here, Sean. We're getting the most out of you.
I don't think there's been any changes. So look, Tottenham need to calm down, like keep their shape, if we can get through and we can find the way to make the game count and 3 points, then it changed everything. Kind of, well, we'll talk about it afterwards. Let's figure out. Let's wait and see first. Let's just focus on the 45, shall we, Jack? It's difficult, man. I honestly, man, I can't. I don't think I can do this anymore. I need to like go and become a librarian or something. Live a quiet life. That's got to be a free, boss. Come on, ref, go. No, okay. Even my light's had enough. My light is falling all over the place. Do you think, are you expecting much of the change from Manchester City? How are they going to go about their second half exploits?
Like, we so easily crumble in these situations. Like, how many times have we given up a goal like 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes into the early parts of the second half? So it's honestly, for me, Sean, it's surviving these first 5 minutes here. We've had so many early blunders in games and, in the second half, plenty of times.
No, I'm with you. How many times this season have we been 2-0 up at half time? I think this is the first time ever.
Maybe so.
Oh no. Relax. Well done, Bents. Let's go, Perry. Quick ball, easy ball. Get rid of it. I know you've just given the ball away. You fucking idiot. Come on, mate. No,
Shawnee, did you get your bet on Emerson, says Tequila. Have you ever put a bet on Emerson?
I have never put a bet on Emerson. I have put a bet on Emerson to get a yellow card as part of like a very complex, detailed bet, but never spent any money on the man. But I'm super happy for him. I really am. Like whatever happens with his future, whether it's this summer, this winter, next summer, next winter. Yeah, I don't think he's the future of Tottenham Hotspur, obviously. I think everyone can agree with that. But it's just brilliant for him to have got a goal. He's going to be like over the moon, and it's going to make his January probably.
Lovely, Sonny. Good hold up play. Bentancur drive.
Good football. Look at them. We're caught out. We can pounce now because they're going to have to push forward so much. We've got chances, but that's not good enough, Decky. Come on, bro. You've got to put a softer ball in there, my man. Come on. We could look. There's going to be opportunities here. We can just sit back, absorb, Jack, and then when they put a loose ball in. Oh, who's that down? Mo.
Maybe just a bit of housery, or does he just
always,
maybe he wasn't involved in it? I don't know if he was involved in a clash or anything.
I didn't see it, but.
Steve D, though, like at the end of the game, we'll definitely discuss that, though, my man. We'll definitely.
Yeah, it's a great question, Steve. It's a
great question, Steve D. Big up, my friend.
I know. Yeah, he's been
always holding me accountable, Steve.
Grealish. I like Steve. He's a good guy. Very good guy.
And then Daniel Larson. Let me find it here. Daniel Larson. Yeah, you had it. Can I come on at halftime if possible? Full time if possible. Daniel, I gave it away to Michael and Wes, and I guess they both took advantage of it in the absence of some others. So how about I get you on for another one, Daniel? Maybe get you on if you're available for the next one, Daniel. You have an IOU from myself. Let me know, brother. Just let me know in the chat. No need to have put it in the super chat, my friend. Really do appreciate it. But yeah, just text me about it next time, and just to remind me, and I'll get you on at halftime. Daniel, good man.
If you want Jack, I'm okay because I
if you have to go early at full time, Sean,
I don't have to go, but I can be a little bit like emotional or sloppy or whatever at full time. So if you want to give, I'm happy to jump off and let you
sloppiness, Sean, at full time. I need that sloppiness.
No, but I watch it back sometimes, and I'm like, why should I should just jump off the stream at 90 minutes and let somebody else who can come in and talk sense because I often don't.
I think that they're looking for sloppy Sean, but I'll send it to you, Daniel. I'll try to, if I get the chance and at full time, I'll send it to you, Daniel. If Sean needs to go, if Sean needs to go.
Let me figure it out. Let me figure it out, Dan. In the next 45 minutes, if I think I'm going to go downhill fast, then I'll jump off and leave room for you.
So maybe Daniel warm up on the sidelines, my friend. But then, but then in the next game, Daniel, for sure, brother, in the next game. Big up, my friend. Wayne Kerr, my goat Emerson. Yeah, I don't know about that. I never saw that from you before. Wayno, big up, my man. Emerson, Emmer Goat says Sugar Pebbles. What a legend. Everybody's now high on Emerson. Down the flanks here.
Pedro. I think hashtag fuck Pedro Porro is trending on Twitter.
No,
you go. Well done, Ah, no! Oh,
I told
no!
you first 5 minutes, Sean. I told you first 5 minutes. Told you.
Lloris was flappy, floppy, fucking. What was he doing there?
I said the first 5 minutes as well.
Oh, no. Oh, that's fucking shit.
Said the
What's
first 5
going?
minutes.
I thought Eric Dyer does well here, and then look at Lloris.
Yeah, Hugo.
I
I
think
don't
Eric-
know if he needs to go out. Who was it clearing? Was it Emerson that was going to clear that? Does he get in Emerson's way? Yeah, it sort of looks like he does. I don't know. Hugo
Oh,
just misses
Jesus.
it. Basically, just misses it.
What's Lloris doing though? What is that, Lloris? What, honestly, mate? What is that? That's the floppiest bullshit I've ever seen in my life, man. That's fucking floppy.
It's Hugo mistakes again. It feels like in the first 5 minutes. I don't know how much. Feels like a bit of it falls. If it's, let us know, Chad. Is it on Lloris there? Is that one on Lloris? Is it on Emerson? Is it on Moonhead? Let us know, chat. I mean, but it's still the same thing, Sean. It's the first 5 minutes. Like we just
Yeah, you're right.
concede so early in the second
And
half.
look, and
And
then
it gives
suddenly we're
them
shaky.
momentum. Yeah.
Suddenly we're like, let's twist again. We're shaking all over the place. It's oh god, that's just taken the stuffing right out of me, because you know what's going to happen now. We're going to sit back. There's no confidence left. We're going to be fragile. Come on, Tottenham.
Oh, Grealish cutting inside here.
Oh,
Hugo,
Jesus
thank
Christ.
you.
I think you might be ahead of me a little bit.
I'm on 52.
Yeah. You're just a couple of seconds ahead. That's okay.
It's a bit divisive in the chat, Sean. Some people are not saying Hugo. Some people saying Hugo. Dyer and Hugo.
Okay. Well, look, at the end of the day, it was
It's a blunder in some way.
sloppiness amongst our back 4-5.
Yeah. Rodri
Oh,
flips it over the
no.
top.
Rid of it. Oh, no.
Fuck's sake. Are you
Oh,
kidding me?
come on!
Are you kidding
What the
me?
fuck is that?
Oh, it's just so pathetic. It really is pathetic. It's pathetic.
That is so bad. It's so pathetic. It's a disgrace. What the fuck was even that? Who's at fault there? Perisic is getting passed by. Let's have a look.
That's so pathetic.
Oh, Romero. Romero, what are you doing, bro?
I think he's level with the ball there. He's in front of Perisic.
That's on Romero.
Yeah, he's sleeping there. It looks like he's just not
Oh,
aware of
dear,
Holland.
oh, dear, oh, dear.
Fuck's sake.
8 minutes, boys. 8 minutes is all it takes.
Fuck's sake. It's that.
Man up, Tottenham, for fuck's sake. Man
so
up.
pathetic. So pathetic.
Someone
That's
said in
so
the chat at
pathetic.
half time, 4-3 Tottenham. It could easily be. I don't know what is going on. Tottenham, settle fucking down. Man the fuck up. This is a joke. It's an absolute
That's so
joke.
pathetic.
What sort of ball is that? They're putting a 30-yard through ball along the floor and there's no one to intercept it. Come on. Oh my God. Step in. Jesus fucking Christ. What's happened, Jack?
I don't
What's
know,
happened,
Sean.
mate? For fuck's sake.
It's so pathetic. It's so. It's again though, Sean. I'm just
Oh
left
my
deflated
good
again.
God!
We can't
What the
keep
fuck is going
all the
on?
space. Grealish.
Embarrassing! You are embarrassing! What the fuck are you doing? Højbjerg, you're as bad as the rest of them, bro. Man the fuck up. Why are you... Decky, what is that? What is that? Jesus Christ, Tottenham. Oh my
Fuck's sake,
fucking
Pierre.
God. Højbjerg! Oh, Jesus.
No, my God.
I'm furious. What the hell has happened? How could you be so pathetic? Let's go.
Jesus
Let's
Christ.
go, Emerson.
Emerson.
What's...
Oh, it's shocking.
Sonny, you've done absolutely fuck all, mate. You've done the square root of fuck all. I can't handle this. I don't know how to feel. I've gone from saying like fair play to foul play. I don't know what on earth is going on. How is that? What did he say at halftime? What did Conte say at halftime? We've gone from being second half FC to apparently first half FC.
Oh, Sean, this is so deflating. It's just so quick.
I don't
as well.
understand it, mate.
Like, but
I don't
you
understand
blink and
it.
it's 2-2.
I do not understand what the hell is wrong with our psychology, the team mentality. We just
It's the psychology, but it's also, I mean, they're shit, Sean. Like it's Hugo, I mean, Dyer, Davies. These are the usual suspects for us, and the rest of the team seems to fall with them though once their mentality drops as well. I mean, Højbjerg didn't play him. Find him, Emerson. Emerson, he's right in front of you.
You better come back for the yellow card there, ref. Where's the fucking yellow card?
Oh, my Lord.
Jesus
Emerson,
Christ.
you have Højbjerg, though, right in the middle of the pitch.
Where's that yellow card? Where's the yellow card? Get your card out, you absolute fucking clown.
Oh, my God, Sean. And Kulusevski is down here.
You've just broken his fucking ankle. Watch this. That's got to be a fucking yellow card all day long. Referee, do your fucking job, bro. You're a disgrace. You are a disgrace, my man. I'm so angry, Jack. Sorry, man. I'm sorry, but he's not even giving us a free kick. He's not even giving us a fucking free kick.
Oh, my God. That is pathetic. That is pathetic. What this referee hasn't given us one fucking, just not even one decision. Not even one decision. I feel like even one. Emerson.
What is going on? Come on, Emo.
Jeez.
Oh my good God.
Sketchy.
Referee!
Sonny.
He's not. Come on, bro! He's just shoving him out the way. I am. Daniel Larson, swap in for me at full time, bro. I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna embarrass myself probably by doing something or saying something.
Just you let me know when you want to go, but would love to have you for the whole time.
No, I'm staying for the game, but at full time, I'm out of here, man. I'm gonna do something or say something that will be clipped and it will make me look like a moron tomorrow. So. Give Daniel the link. I'll jump out. No, I'm still here now, but like at half time, I'm out.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, Harry!
Let's go! Come on, Dex! Come on, son! Find it! Smash it!
Sonny!
Oh! It's in the post! He's hit the post!
How do you miss?
He's hit the post! Oh my God!
You gotta absolutely smash it, Perisic. You can't hit it on the floor. You can't hit it on the floor. You gotta smash it.
He's at the post, right? That's at the post.
Yeah, bounced off and hit the post.
Oh my God.
Oh, you gotta bury that, Perisic. Oh, fuck. Spurs getting it launched. Rico. Oh, please don't.
Oh, that's a free kick, is it? Oh, fuck off! You absolute fucking disgrace of a referee!
They don't even give that to Brian Hill. They never even give that to Brian Hill. So that's just ridiculous. Sean, have you ever seen them give that to Brian Hill? Have you ever seen them give that to Brian Hill? They never give that to him. So why are they fucking giving it to Rico Lewis?
Oh, poor Perisic. Poor Perisic.
That's so fucking soft. That is absurd.
Get the
referee has babysitted this fucking team. He has babysitted this fucking team.
I'm fucking furious. Ah! Fuck off! You fucking arsehole referee.
Take it down,
Let's go,
Kulu.
Dex.
Thank you, Kulu. Bentancur. Make a run, Sonny. Make a run behind.
Referee! What are you doing?
Make a run in behind, Sonny.
Off.
Sonny, you had a whole channel wide open to you. Make a
He's
run.
just taking his foot out, Jack.
Ben, why are you getting shoved
He's
there?
just slinging and taking
Davies,
his fucking
why are you
foot
getting
out.
bullied there, Davies? Why are you getting bullied there? Mahrez, well done. Oh,
Yeah, you blow for that. He had his fucking whistle in his mouth. He had his whistle in his mouth. He's playing play on. You're having a fucking laugh. Oh.
Mahrez whips it in. Cleared by Davies. Pierre, well won, Pierre.
Let's go. Let's go.
Nice
Let's go.
Bentancur.
Come on, Sonny. Do it, boy. Do it,
Find
brother.
Harry.
Come
Find
on.
Harry.
Oh, where's
Find
the Sonny
Emerson.
of old?
Ooh. Come on, Harry.
Sonny of old
Turn.
would have just fucking run with that. Sonny of old would have just
Oh,
fucking
lovely
gone.
Harry.
Let's
Pierre.
go, Pierre. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Sexy.
This
on,
reminds me of
Kulu.
last season.
Oh, top of the box to Harry. Launches it. Left footer. Shanks it wide.
Fucking can't stand this cunt of a referee. Excuse my French. Can't stand it. The referee's pissing me off more than anything else. Anything else. The referee's an absolute disgrace.
I just feel like he's just been babysitting that Man City team, especially Rico. He just seems to be a huge Rico Lewis fan. John Stones here.
Get there. Get there. Oh, it's fucking unlucky that was. Stop Mahrez. Stop him. Stop him. Oh, fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. What the fuck has happened?
I'm fully deflated, Sean.
15 minutes and we've fallen apart.
Hugo, for fuck's sake!
Oh my God, Hugo Lloris.
I didn't get to see it until now. Hugo, for fuck's sake!
Near
Hugo, for
post!
fuck's sake!
Why is he in the fucking team? Oh,
Hugo, for fuck's sake! For fuck's sake!
Can't handle this.
It's not even. It's just so painstakingly obvious. They could Leeds was the best. We thought Leeds wouldn't be a better example of what the problem is. I mean, this game couldn't be a more even obvious example. It's more obvious example than Leeds what the fucking problem is.
Perisic
Jesus
was at fault there as
Christ.
well. Perisic was a fucking idiot then.
It's on Conte for playing him again, though. I'm sorry. It is on Conte. It's on Conte for playing him again.
My studio's falling apart. Hang on. Oh, fuck's sake.
Hugo under pressure.
What a comeback from City.
I can't with Hugo anymore. I already couldn't with Hugo before, but I really can't now. He's just killing our season. He's just killed our season on so many occasions.
He should retire at the end of the season.
He's just killed our season, on so many occasions. It's just when we,
All right. Now, let's see what you're going to do, Conte. Right, we're 65 minutes in. Your entire second half, you're the master of, halftime team talks, or are we just the master of one half football? Right? Like all of a sudden, this argument that Conte's. I've seen it written so many times by like proper journalists. Conte's the master of halftime team talks. No, he isn't. Fuck off. No, he isn't. He's not the master of halftime team talks. He's the master of getting 45 minutes out of our football team. And it doesn't matter whether it's the first half or the second half. We only get 45 minutes. Now we're 66 minutes in. We're down 3-2. The entire game is flipped on its head. Are you going to make changes? Are you going to take off Heung-min Son? For the love of fucking God. He's been absolutely atrocious in every single game this season, except for 25 minutes against Leicester when he came off the bench as a sub, which is a tactic that should have been used about 10 times since, but it hasn't been. Are you going to take him off and bring on Richarlison, who did really well at the World Cup? Are you going to make any changes, bro?
I'm so dejected. That's so deflating.
My entire room is falling apart. My entire room is falling apart.
So deflating. So deflating. Jerome, we are a second half team, aren't we? Oh, well, here we go
I can't
again.
believe this. Can you still hear me, Jack?
Yeah, I can still hear you. Jerome
Can you hear me,
saying, yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Jerome saying we are a second half team, aren't we? Oh, well, here we go again. It's kind of sort of alluding to what Sean might have been saying there. Like, seems like only turning up in one half of football, but I don't know, Jerome. Like, we either have a howler in the first half or it seems like now we're a howler in the second half. And it's just, this is nightmarish. Like, and someone put in the chat, Jerome, this is worse than losing 5-0. This is
humiliating.
It's humiliating. It's gut punching. It's ridiculous how excited we were at halftime. Jesus Christ, Moonhead.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ, Moonhead. Why are you pointing?
Look, we're still in the game. We're still in the fucking game. But Conte, make some fucking changes, bro. Make some fucking changes. Earn your money. You're a £15 million a year employee of the club. Earn your money. Make some changes. For the love of God.
I just don't get it, though,
fucking superbs. Ryan Sessegnon's coming on. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm sorry. Anybody that is like massively Levy out, who thinks that it's like you cannot park any other blame anywhere else because it dilutes the narrative of Levy out, you're the problem. There's so much fucking blame to go around. There is so much blame to go around. Conte, were you bringing off Perisic? You putting on Ryan fucking Sessegnon? Is that going to do the fucking job? Is it? But these sort of
clangers, Sean, these sort of clangers, like I agree with you that putting on Sessegnon is a mistake, but I genuinely do think like this is again like it's just Hugo, like it's Hugo and just that back line that have just shot themselves in the foot, and it's. Like, I agree with you. He has to make changes now to fix those clangers. But you have to feel for the guy, like, at the same time. Like, you have to feel for us. You have to feel for Conte, for those clangers that they've just put in after going 2-0. Like, he's not...
We only went 2-0 up because of clangers. Let's be honest. Like, we only went 2-0 up because of clangers. It was like, it's not like
not from the high pressing. You wouldn't say that we pressed them,
Yeah, but pressing leads to clangers, but it's the same on both ways out, right? Like, it's like neither team has generated that value through brilliant football. It's by a simple process of pressing players and waiting for them to make mistakes. And it's become so fucking obvious that Tottenham have that in their system every single game. Drives me up the fucking wall. Drives me up the wall. Like, why is Sonny still on the fucking pitch? Like, he's done absolutely nothing all season. It's bonkers. It's absolute bonkers. You take Perisic off. Okay, he hasn't had a great game. But you know what he's done this season? He's got 8 assists for us. The game is passing him by. Just watch Sonny.
Find Sonny.
I bet he scores now for us.
Please, pick someone out. Oh, sir! Sorry, I mean, what do you mean, Gundogan?
Bunting for Spurs. We've got no one else. We got Richarlison on the bench, bro. We've got
Having no
Richarlison
Hill
on the
is
bench.
I don't. We have Richarlison. Yeah, we could definitely put him. What do you do there then? What do you take off? A fullback, or I just feel like, yeah, maybe you should have. What he could have considered is switching to a back four, but I don't know. Like, I personally, Sean, like it's ridiculous that we concede in that sort of manner just
We
that
can
quickly.
still get back into this game, Jack. Right?
Yeah, and he's got to figure out a
We
way
can still
to
get
do
back
so,
into this
and
game.
he's got to
We get a
figure out a
goal
way to
here,
do so. Yeah.
but you've got to figure out a way to do it.
Harry,
It's a handball, right?
oh.
It's a handball. You can go 3-5-2. You can put Decky in the 10 role, and you put Kane and Richie up front. Or you can put Kane in the 10 role and put Richie and Decky up front. Like, there's so many fucking options of what we can do. This argument that there is no option, it's nonsense. Richie is a 9 or 10. He doesn't play well off the left, so let's not play him off the left. But Sonny is absolutely anonymous in every way, shape, and form. And anyone that is like defending it, I don't know why you're doing it. Like, I think you have to shake hands with reality. He's drifting. He's drifting. He hasn't done anything defensively. He's done nothing offensively. It was a mistake to play him tonight, like it has been for since the Leicester game. Use him as a sub where he comes on with a point to prove. And this is not just about him. It's loads of like. I know I'm going to say something which is going to offend people. So as soon as this game is over, Jack.
I know.
As soon as this game is over, I'm out of here. I'm going to let Daniel. I'm going to do the tag team, the high five tag team. Let Daniel come in, and I'll sleep on it, and then I'll give my analysis tomorrow on my Tottenham walk. But this is just madness.
This is. I've been on the highest of moons, and now I'm just so fucking floored with. I can't even. I'm so just dejected from it. It's just so pathetic. It's so pathetic. Please, thank you. Please.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
We never have to make it look easy. Nicely done.
Let's go, Cess. Let's go, Cess.
Oh my God,
Cess.
he's so garbage. Yes, lucky there, Sonny. Sonny again.
Find him. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Hulu.
We're still in the
Emerson.
game. We're still in the game.
There's Sonny. Sonny here holding it up. Back to Emerson. Whip it in.
Who's that?
To no one.
No one in the middle. Go!
Oh, Romero.
Romero.
Different kind of smash. Different kind of smash.
Romero from 30 yards.
Steve D saying Jack Allison would be hung if it was Hugo. But Hugo's also. I'm confused because Hugo's also though made the most errors out of any player leading to goals in the Premier League, though, Steve D. So the point kind of still stands. Like, he is literally the worst goalkeeper in the league this season. Like Hugo, like, you have to take into consideration that he's fucked over Conte like a few times. It's so I don't know. Like, I think Allison, yes, should be, absolutely, should hang his head in shame, but Hugo has committed more errors leading to goals than any other player. Like, that's including outfield players.
Bentancur has come off. Fair play. He's run his legs. I get it. For Bissouma.
I'll see.
You got 15 minutes.
Does that mean Bentancur couldn't play 90 minutes? It's hard to know. It's hard.
Sorry, man. Like, if I see Sonny coming off in the 87th minute for Richie, like, I don't want to. I want to say it out loud. You know what? Fuck it. I have zero. I've called it. I've called it out for the last 12 months. I don't like Antonio Conte. I don't like anything about the guy's style. I've said it for a year. I know I don't like anything about the way he handles press conferences. I don't like his football. I don't like his stubbornness. I don't like his lack of willingness to make substitutions. I don't like the fact that he doesn't play players that are on form and keeps players that are not. If he keeps Sonny on that pitch,
it's a mistake. It
was a mistake to start him, Jack. It was a mistake to start him. It's
It's
been
a
a mistake to start him.
Hugo tonight. I mean, Hugo, I mean, to the point, even though Steve D's saying like Allison, would get, I don't know, like the point though still stands.
Oh my
Like
God.
where with Hugo,
Referee.
like if Hugo is the worst goalkeeper in the league this season, then he shouldn't be playing him. He just shouldn't be playing him. And he has to go for someone else. He has to go for Fraser Forster. So that does end up being on Conte because it's his choice with the goalkeeper. It is his choice.
I think Conte. I don't want Conte at Tottenham anymore.
I can't agree with you on the rest of that, Shawnee, but these sort of decisions like Sonny and Fraser Forster and versus Hugo, etc., these are decisions that are completely on him.
I'm going to sleep on it, but tomorrow you might hear me say on my Tottenham walk tomorrow that I'm Conte out because I just don't think he makes the right decisions. I think he makes the wrong decisions time and time again. I don't think he earns his money, or at least he hasn't this season.
For Emerson. Why is Emerson just running into a complete void of no players there? Their players just look absolutely gone as well. Take Sonny off and put on Richie. Adrian Chia, we need Son to take set pieces now that Perisic is off. That's his point. But shouldn't have taken off Perisic, I guess, in the first place then, in that case. But he is right. Sonny and Perisic are the set piece takers. I'm not sure who takes them afterwards. Probably Kulusevski, maybe, but I don't know.
Keep a man on for a set piece.
No, but you shouldn't take Perisic off then. You shouldn't take Perisic off.
You don't keep a guy. You don't keep a guy on the pitch that's been absolutely fine. Fucking rubbish. Oh, here he comes.
Richie, here he comes.
I better see a 7 on this screen, and if he does, then I'll give him a reprieve for now. 12 for 9. Who's that?
Emerson is being taken off, so he must be going to a back 4. Longlay's being put on for Ben Davies. Longlay's going on for Ben Davies.
Who's coming off for Richarlison? Emerson and Davies come off.
Mo says Sean was out from Conte day 1.
Sonny's still on the pitch.
Richie's now, Sonny's still in, and he's taken. I think he switched to a back 4.
Oh, fuck this. It's bollocks, mate. It's bollocks. It's absolute bollocks.
You don't think it's okay to keep all the attackers on?
Not when one of them hasn't done a single fucking thing all season, apart from for 25 minutes. He's been anonymous. He hasn't done anything defensively. He's done nothing offensively. He's the same old shit. He gets in the way. He gets the ball. If he's outside of 22 yards, he runs with the ball. If he's inside of 22 yards, he tries to get the ball to the right hand side and shoots. And it's always blocked or always intercepted. It's like we're playing with 10 fucking men. I love Sonny. I absolutely adore him.
No. Someone win this.
I adore Sonny. I love him to pieces, but there's got to be some level of meritocracy. There has to be some level of meritocracy, and there is none.
I agree with Sonny and Hugo here, and Hugo as well. I agree.
Yeah, and Hugo as well. It's not just Sonny; it's Hugo as well. 100%. Am I getting abused in the chat? Let me have a look.
No, Tequila even saying you were allowed not to like him, Shawnee. And I know Steve D probably is wishing to give you a hug. Steve D's been on his lonely island. Steve D's been on his lonely island. He's welcome to have you.
Oh, I thought I'd be abused by saying that. Okay. Oh, fair enough. But
there is a question, actually, a super chat from Adrian Chia, and this is for you, Sean. And he says, who's going to take our set pieces if Conte doesn't play Son? Perisic is our other option, but he doesn't play always. That's how thin our squad is. But your point, I guess, is you shouldn't keep someone on for set pieces. But I do see the point that Adrian. I do see the point that once he's taken off Perisic, he maybe does have to keep someone on that is there for those Gianni Vio set piece routines. But I don't think he should have taken off Perisic in the first place for me, Adrian. Yeah. I think that was a mistake because Sessegnon's been completely useless. I did not want to see Sessegnon play tonight. Ever.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Longlay's not come. He's not done well since he's come on. Longlay's been shaky.
Oh, no. Here we go.
Oh, thank you, Sess. Longlay's been shaky since he's come on.
1 minute 50 seconds. 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 1 minute 50 seconds.
maybe the squad reflects that, Adrian, but also perhaps some of the players simply reflect that maybe we just don't have enough players that are technically good enough to be able to take set pieces for us as well. Is also probably the case. I know Pedro Porro, for example, can take them. So
I don't think he's coming, mate.
I know, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean to say, like, it'd be nice to have 3 or 4 maybe people that could.
You know what though?
Confidently
I'm almost contemplating like this. I've got this mindset right now where I think that it's inevitable. We'll talk about it. Maybe I'll hang around for 5 minutes afterwards.
back
No,
post. Fuck's
that's
sake.
a
Thank you,
handball, isn't it?
Richie.
It's got to be a handball, surely. No, that was a handball. I think that's hit Richarlison. That's a handball.
Fuck.
That's going to be a penalty.
Referee's eager. He's eager.
That's definitely a handball.
Oh, Richie, what are you doing, mate?
That's a pen.
What are
That's
you
a
doing,
penalty.
mate? What are you doing, Rich? What are you doing, Richie?
He's not looking at it. But listen, the referee will give it to them because he's been that way all night long. He's not looking where the ball is, so I don't know how that's a. They said play on. Fair play. Well done, ref. A little bit of common fucking sense.
Got away with that one.
I don't know. He wasn't looking, was it? He wasn't looking where the ball was. Why are you mad, Pepe?
Steve D, our midfield gets off every single week. We can't control the park. The inclusion of Bentancur and how much better the midfield has looked today, Steve D, it does maybe highlight something about Pierre, just because I think Papa Matasar was better than Pierre in the North London derby. And the midfield has actually, even if you didn't like the midfield today, Steve D, it's looked a lot better than it has against, other teams recently, which probably speaks to how poor it's been. But it's maybe just more highlights of maybe Pierre's poor form. And there are some moments there too where I feel like Pierre was under pressure, could have probably tried to, turn up field, but instead he went for the easy option of going backwards. So I don't know. I just don't think Pierre has been the same player since he's gotten back from the World Cup, Steve. And getting overrun in the midfield, it feels like it's more defensive errors that have really led to the goals that we conceded. But I think Bentancur has somehow made the midfield look even better, which is a sad thing to say because he's been gone for so long and it still probably hasn't even looked that good. Like you've said, oh my Lord,
God.
Loonhead, Jesus.
The fuck is that?
It's done that a few times now today, Moonhead.
This fucking football club.
These are just soul crushing though, these moments.
Oh my God. From one of the best last 10 minutes of the first half of my life to one of the worst first 20 minutes of a second half of my life. I've never seen such abject disarray, disillusionment from top to bottom. The players are not good enough. The defense, the goalkeeper, they're all absolutely shit. But the manager, I'm sorry for those people that think that Conte is the best thing since sliced bread. And maybe he is when he's got a fabulous team to play with. But you know what? For me, wrong guy for this club. I cannot believe that Sonny is still on the pitch. It's a disgrace. And I don't know I don't know how to feel. Like we could still get a goal. Like we could potentially still get a goal, or we could go two. We could see two more. Here you go.
Down here.
Well done, Romero.
Good defending, Romero. Great defending. Session. Long way. Goes long.
Oh my God, Harry Kane. Fuck it now.
John Stones just reads his touch there. Corner.
Sebastian Wolf is asking, who do I want to come in?
Adrian G also following up saying Trossard can take set pieces, but he's a gooner now. Yeah, that's kind of my point is that I agree with you, Adrian, that like to only have two people that can maybe competently take set pieces or even confidently take set pieces is definitely an issue. You're right though, Adrian. Oh, that went out.
Oh my God. I almost feel like part of me, I was saying this earlier on one of the walks, Jack, part of me is like, I don't necessarily want us to spend any money because I feel like the inevitable. Look at the guy, right? The look on his face. I feel like it's coming. Whether it's tonight, whether it's next week, whether it's midweek, whether it's 2 weeks, whatever. I feel like it's coming. Either the club make the move and call it what it is, shake hands with reality, it's not a good fit, or we just ride it out and tread water for the next 4 or 5 months, knowing full well that we're going to finish the season 7th or 8th spot. Ideally, not actually in the European spaces, because you don't want to fucking start the next season playing 2 games a week if the distraction is the Conference League. You'd rather go like 1 game a week. Look how much that suited Newcastle this season. And go on, Decky. Go on, bro. Oh, he's so good, Aki. And so I like, if I know that if I'm set in my mind that Conte isn't going to be here next season, then do I really want us to spend money on his system, knowing full well that the next cab off the rank managerially isn't going to play anything like a 3-5-2 or a 3-4-3? One part of me is like, fuck spending money in the January window. Save it all. Whatever you were going to spend, put it into the summer transfer window when we've got a new guy that's going to be here, and give him the fucking lot. Give him whatever's there. Come on, Dex.
Back post, Harry, Pierre.
That's a
Holding
handball!
it up. Oh, Sonny, somebody, please.
Not a handball.
Somebody. That was right in the middle of the box.
3 minutes. Come on, Tottenham. Fucking have a go. Break
Please.
my heart.
Harry in
Let's
the back
go,
post.
Decky!
That's what we want. That's what we need.
Jack Grealish does his job.
Romero. Spurs trying to get an equalizer here.
How many injury time minutes do you think there are, Jack?
Considering that 3 goals have happened, I hope more than 5.
That's a good point. 7 minutes. 7 minutes to save my evening.
3 goals.
Let's go.
Richie, find him. Run, Perry.
Sonny! Put him in!
Oh, he's not 12 feet tall. Pressure on Kyle Walker. Jeez, it feels like we're dead in the press, though, as well. Like, it's just...
Let's get the...
Oh, my Lord.
Oh,
Longlay's
no.
been shocking since he's... Oh, my fucking God. The whole back line
go!
had a howler. The whole fucking back line have had a howler. And Hugo, for fuck's sake, it takes the cake. It takes the fucking cake.
That's it.
It takes the royal cake.
That's enough. It's a fucking outrage. I can't.
All of them have had a howler. All of them have had a howler.
Longley, what the fuck, bro?
He's been shaky since he's come on. He was shaky since he came on, though. For fuck's sake. This is just a game. This is like, honestly, just been like a Sunday league game between both teams. Really has been. It's just pathetic. Just a game of individual mistakes. Just a game of individual mistakes, and all by us. Absolute trash. It takes the cake. They've given 4 goals to Man City.
We're a joke. We're a joke football club. We're a joke.
That's a howler. Fucking cowards. that back line and Hugo. I agree.
They're all fucking as bad as each other. They all are.
They all had their own piece of the cake of the fucking howler. Like
Oh,
if
yeah.
you made a howler cake, Sean, they all just had one big fucking
Everyone
piece.
gets a slice, bro. Everyone gets a slice.
That whole Hugo, Dyer,
2-0
Longley
up.
here, they all just took a big fucking piece of it. Like Jesus Christ.
2-0 up to losing 4-2. I never want to hear about this fucking masterclass halftime team talk ever again.
I almost just prefer going behind, really, and making a comeback.
We're 1/2 FC, aren't we? Oh no. Go on, just fucking do it. Go on. Go on. Go on, just
Julian
embarrass
Alvarez.
us. Top to bottom, this entire team, this entire club needs a reset. Everything needs to go. Everything. The owners need to go. The players need to be changed. The manager needs to go, in my opinion. Everything. Like, nuke the entire system. Can't believe it. Who was that? Who spoke? Oh, hi, Wes. How you doing? You're in, are you? Oh, I'm not sure if you're in yet. Yeah. Oh, God. Here we go. Oh, the referee's given us one. Oh, Wes. I don't know if
I'll
you're
bring
on or
you
not.
in just a second, Wes. I'll bring you in just a sec.
I love how the people in the comments, there's a couple of people that are like pretending like Antonio Conte has nothing to do with this.
This is, I don't even know if this could be somehow worse than going 2-0 down like we always do. This is somehow worse.
Come on, Sonny. Oh, that's it.
Do something.
Run into trouble. Fucking hell.
This is pathetic. Sebas Wolf, I've been let down by this 3 years, but I've been let down by this team 3 years, but this season is just too much. Can't take this anymore, guys. Levy out, Enoch out, everybody out for fuck's sake. Fuck this.
Mhm.
Factory restart, factory
reset. Factory reset the whole
reset,
thing.
my man.
Let's get ourselves a new manager that's like young, hungry, a project that plays expensive football that we can get behind. Everybody needs to be patient. Everybody needs to shake hands with reality when we do this. If we do this either with new managers, ideally new managers, but more likely the same fucking managers, but it is what it is. You can't, that's the largest rock to move. But like new centre backs, new goalkeeper, get rid of the whole fucking lot. Start again. Know that we're going to go back to the like mid-table for a while. Take 2 steps back to move 5 steps forward, and everyone get on board that and be patient and stop expecting us to be champions, Champions League or championship contenders. Like we need to go back to it's so bad. There's nothing positive. I'm not just calling out the manager. Everything like Longley. Fucking hell, bro. I backed you. I backed you all season. What
Yeah.
was that?
Yeah, that was his big blunder of the
Lloris,
season. That was his
Sonny,
big howler.
Decky, Kane, you were all absolutely woeful. That second half was the worst second half of football I've ever seen in my life. We absolutely shit ourselves. That's not on Conte. Decision making is on Conte for sure. But the bigger factor is the owner. Can't find the money. Apparently.
I mean, because that back line, let's be honest, lads, it just needs major overhaul overnight. Like you would basically ship them all out right now. Dyer, Davies, Hugo. You get rid of 3 or 4 of them. Sanchez, Tanganga. You get rid of 5 center backs, 6 center backs. If you really don't even like Longley too, you get rid of 6 center backs and a goalkeeper basically tonight, if you could. And how soon are the board actually going to make that decision that that's exactly what needs to happen, and they would do that factory reset in that sort of manner? They probably won't. They would rather maybe take a while and do it over increments and do it over periods. And it's just not what Conte, and I think really any manager, to be fair, can live with. But it's reaching an untenable stage. And at first we were joking it was Pep's Last Supper. It probably could be Conte's Last Supper. I think it's just in some ways just to see the team capitulate from that sort of position. Wes, I mean, I kind of said it. Like, I mean, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Like, let's, we have won this, but I mean, you sort of say that jokingly and you sort of say that seriously, but it fucking happened, and it happened in the most embarrassing way. Like, what do you make of it? What do you make of it?
Man, this team, like I said, we are the most confusing club I've ever seen. We're the most confusing club I've ever seen. It's like you can tell that the owners during summer, we were struggling finding a manager, didn't know what manager to even go for because they're trying to somewhat please the fans, so they're not seeing pitchforks outside and seeing themselves on BBC or wherever the heck is over there, Sky Sports, whatever is over in England that people look at news wise. And I think that's really the only reason they chose Conte, because they knew a name like that would calm the fans down and everything. But then they expect we bring a manager like Conte in, he's a more money, transfer window type of manager. He's not really a growing manager. That's not what he does. You clearly see that he's not really with no thing where he's going to grow players and stuff like that. He wants to go buy the players that can do a job now, and the club just doesn't want to do that. And then when it comes with the club, is either you need to have a plan and tell us they've been ducking and diving from the trust, from the Spurs trust. They've been ducking and diving, not even trying to even communicate and say what their plan is, because they don't have a freaking plan. And they already know that this whole debacle that's happening right now is they're going to have no really words for it. All it's going to be is just mashed up bull crap. And that's what it's always going to be with this stupid ass ownership. And if they're going to just keep on doing this crap, just sell the freaking club. Like, we don't like y'all. Y'all not even trying to make yourselves likable. Levy doesn't even talk to nobody. That man just hides in his little rich ass posh seen through box up in the freaking stadium every freaking game. We haven't seen the actual owner at a game in I don't know how many years. Like, I think we keep on showing the same pictures with him with those glasses on. We haven't seen him at a game in freaking years. He don't care nothing about owning this club like that.
He has been at the games recently, but he's just more or less. I know what you mean. He is surrounded by maybe people to
And then again, we still don't see him
what
anyway.
even has come out recently is that there's been stories that a lot of people inside Tottenham Hotspur don't really think they're doing a whole lot wrong. That was sort of
that's
a
the
little,
problem right
that was
there.
a clip. That was a clip from Ali Gold.
Who did that come from?
That was Ali Gold in his most recent video. Ali Gold in his most recent video said that.
If that's true,
that doesn't mean that's true, does it? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
He's been wrong as much as he's been right. So
if that's true, like if they really think they're not doing anything wrong, look at why we haven't won anything or got close to really winning anything. They can say we made a couple finals. Yeah, finals that we got either completely killed or we got completely embarrassed at the end of it. So it's not really, they're not doing them thinking they're not doing it wrong is insanity. That's like definition of insanity. So it's like, there's so much more I want to say, but I'm gonna let some other folks, put their input.
Michael, give me your thoughts. I mean, like I said, we were joking 2-0 down. It's not over. It could, we could screw it up from here, but we did screw it up, Michael, and we find ourselves embarrassingly 4-2 down. I'm deflated. I'm dejected. Kind of just want to go home. To be honest, I am home, but you know what I mean. I just don't want to. Just this isn't. I can't take this anymore. Like, this is just too. It's so many unpredictable things that have happened with this team now.
Wait, yes, my micro is working. Like, I take you on the chin. I said that my girlfriend is not bringing us, like that she's an unlucky omen. I said it in the halftime and we lost 4-2, so I take it on the chin. It's her fault. I told her she's not watching the next game with me. No, of course. Yeah. I would lie if I said that I did not expect that. I'm gonna be honest with you, boys. Like, yet again, we shot ourselves as soon as the second half started. It's a recurring pattern. Like, whenever we play an opposition that actually has something about themselves, we usually just scramble at the beginning of the first half. And I think, at the beginning of the second half. And yet again, I think that that as soon as we conceded the first goal, at least for me, it felt like the heads kind of dropped. I mean, this match wasn't this bad. I think that we had a couple of opportunities that we actually could have scored from.
Michael, your mic is kind of like doing like a funny thing, like a funny hissing kind of sound in the background. Just maybe give it a, I don't know, maybe restart it or something. Darkson G saying, Lloris cost us again. Conte, please use Forster now. We asked for Forster a long time ago, and he still isn't playing him, and he had more blunders. And I get mad at Hugo, but at a certain stance, I don't know, Sean. Like it's another player, like Sonny, like you were saying, like Hugo. Yes, like you start with Hugo, you give like your anger towards Hugo, but then you also look further up the chain, and you're like, why does this guy keep fucking picking Hugo if this is what keeps happening?
Look, at the end of the day, you can blame all 11 players on the pitch, but you can't sack all 11 players on the pitch. I'm not saying that I don't want Conte to be sacked, right? I'm just talking from my heart right now. I'm emotional. I know that everybody, I can already see comments in the chat, right? People are going after me because they've made their mind up that Daniel Levy is the ultimate problem. And maybe he probably is a major part. He definitely is a major part of the problem, but that is the largest block to move until somebody comes in and wants to pay the money or whatever the asking price is, whether they put the club up for sale, whether they get a minority stake. We're stuck with these guys, but we have to move forward and figure out a way to enjoy Tottenham Hotspur. And for me, the players are woefully, they're acting like they're incompetent, but they're not incompetent. They are competent. They're just lacking confidence. There's no direction. There's no desire. We have this inability to play more than one half of football, whether we start badly and we go 2-0 down and we come back into games, or we start well and go 2-0 up apparently and then lose the game 4-2. I'm with Michael, in as much as I knew that tonight was going to be a tough game. I was delirious at halftime because I couldn't believe how that last 4 or 5 minutes panned out the way it was. But you know, it's fait accompli. It is what it is. It always happens. And at the end of the day, like you tell me anybody that's out there saying that Conte is not on the chopping block. You name me a squad. You name me a team in the history of the Premier League where a manager has serially underperformed, and yet he's kept his job because apparently his previous performances guarantee future results, and yet the ownership goes and transitions every single player. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. This club is in disarray. It's an absolute mess. And if you guys think that Conte is still like 100% committed to this, after everything he's been saying, after everything he's said, after everything that's happened to him with the losses of his friends, with the distractions of people, if you think that he's 100% committed, if you think that Don Paratici is not distracted by his legal issues, if you think that stuff is all like he's the right guy to lead our rebuild, and Conte's the right guy to go forward with the current setup, then I'm sorry, you're talking at me, calling me the problem because you want to vent. That's fine. Do what you got to do. But at the end of the day, I know what's going to happen, and I know that the problems, as vast as they are, as entirely broad as they are, you cannot replace the entire playing squad, and so the likely chopping block victim, rightly or wrongly, is Conte. And if you're someone who thinks that Conte does nothing wrong because all of your energy is focused at the ownership level, then you're again, in my opinion, guilty of missing the wood for the trees. You cannot give this guy a free pass. The fact that he continues to play Sonny when he's done absolutely nothing all season. The only time that Sonny has played any level of quality football that we expect from him is when he came off the bench. This idea that we shouldn't have him to come off the bench when the only time in the last 9 months that 8 months that we've seen him do anything positive is from the bench. It's madness. The fact that he stayed on the pitch for 90 minutes tonight is madness.
And if anything, if you wanted to be dramatic about Sonny, you would say that this was the team that he would somehow get out of that funk against, because he's always been able to destroy Man City. Just how Spurs have always been able to score goals against Man City. Sonny's always been able to score.
Jack,
and he
that
still
narrative
didn't
has
score.
to stop.
And he
this
still
argument, I hear it every week. You can't drop Sonny for this game because look, historically, Sonny always scores a couple of goals. And the same argument will be made against Fulham. Sonny scores against Fulham. You can't drop Sonny.
He loves the
When are we?
cottage.
Because he always usually scores in every other season. He
Yeah, that
always
would be
usually scores.
shocking if that. I agree. I think he has to be absolutely benched in the next one. Even if it
I
were even a new manager, I think he would have to be benched for the
I
next
think
one.
the only ounce of logical like explanation to as to why Sonny was as long as he was on the pitch is that Richarlison is coming back from an injury, and maybe he's not capable of performing like 70 or whatever minutes. Maybe that's why Sonny was on the pitch. But then again, Brian Hill wasn't even in the playing squad for this game, so like then again, like you won't really substitute Sonny for Brian Hill, even though he performed actually quite well in the recent games, right? He wasn't like anything brilliant, but I guess he was stable and okay. But yeah, I because I read something about that Richarlison wasn't even supposed to be in the squad for the North London derby, and he definitely wasn't supposed to play. But due to the circumstances during the game, he was subbed on. So that's the only like explanation I think as to why Sonny
Hmm.
was there for 19 minutes. I think that for Fulham we should definitely start with Richarlison on the left, or whoever it is on the left, even maybe Perisic on the left. I just think that Sonny needs to be reminded that his place is insecure at all times, in my opinion. And you know, Jack, I've voiced my opinion about Sonny for like
Yeah.
a couple of callings that I did with you guys, and
Yeah.
I am seriously like of the opinion that if he keeps performing like this until the end of the season, I think that we should probably get rid of him. I know that many of our fans won't accept that answer and or won't accept that proposition that I just gave, but I think I think at Spurs we need to learn how to let go. We need to learn how to move on from players.
Mm.
We've lost some brilliant players back in the days. Bale, Modric, you know, players that I can remember, right? Because I'm quite young, so I don't really remember like some of the players that played for us in the 90s or at the beginning of 2000s, 2000 from 2000 to 2010, right? But since then we've let go of some brilliant players.
Mhm.
The club is still where it is, so I think that there will come a point where we will either by retirement or either by selling, we will have to somehow make do without Sony and Kane. And as I said,
That's
I would rather sell both even in the summer and use that money to
Kane's
somehow
gone.
rebuild the team rather
Yeah,
than trying to keep hold of them for like, you know, for our life, and then actually find ourselves in the gutter because they clearly Son is not performing, Kane is performing, but he's gone in the summer as Wes said, right? So
yeah, he's
yeah,
gone.
like
you probably have to take advantage of Sonny's price as soon as you can. Wouldn't you,
Yeah,
Wes?
pretty much. Pretty much. I
exactly.
say I compare this a lot to what's going on with my hometown club, Atlanta United. Right now, we just got rid of our all-time leading goal scorer. Very similar. We see him just like how we see for Spurs, how we see for Harry Kane. We just sold Jose Martinez, and that was our best all-time 100-goal scorer, all-time leader. And a lot of fans are pissed, and they're like mad. They're like, what is the front office doing? They're getting rid of all of our players that we love. They're retooling to win. They see that the crowd wasn't working no more, got stale. They had to go ahead and move on. We need to be doing the same for Spurs. Point blank in the
Mm,
period. These guys ain't doing it. Time to move on. Let them go to somewhere and they can go win a trophy in the Bundesliga or something. I don't know.
mm.
Just
Yeah,
hopefully it's not none of our actual competitors, which I feel like with Kane, he's probably gonna go to another Premier League team. I don't see him going to Bayern. If he goes to Bayern, he's pretty much just getting the easy, league cups there with Bundesliga. But he wants to keep going for that all-time Premier League goal scorer
Yeah. Yeah.
number. So I'm sure he's going to probably stay in Premier League, but he's going after this summer. So we might as well get rid of Son at the same time because
Yeah.
Harry Kane is gone. That dude is gone. I'm sure he pretty much have that in his head. He's probably already going to call his agent. He's done. He's
Yeah.
been here for over 15 years. I don't know how many years he was here for the youth side, but for as far as I know, a very long time. Hasn't won a damn thing. Not
Sonny's
going to
strongest
win a
goal
damn
was
thing here. It's time to damn. He needs to go ahead and move on so he can win it. And I do not blame him because I'd
no,
get the hell out too if I was him. I'd get the hell out while I still can. He's 29. I think he about to turn 30 or whatever. Get the hell out while you can. because this club is going nowhere. We need a complete reset, and we need them to sell our freaking club to some
100%.
at least an owner that either loves this club and maybe was a fan, which I don't know how many are even like that. It's not a. We got a couple stars that
Just
but
someone
they're
who
not
wants to
billionaires.
invest in a football club.
Maybe
Yeah.
Adele
Someone
will
who
buy
wants
us.
to.
Maybe Adele will buy us.
Yeah, but
It's
hopefully,
not, but that's not the obvious. Like that's what everyone wants, right? Myself included. I see that I'm getting buried in the chat by people that come in with their leave out narrative and think that because in the past I've debated people who put up nonsense narratives in reflection of the history of Enoch, that I'm someone who's Enoch in. I never have been. Check the record. I've never ever in my life have I ever said that Enoch are the right people for this club. I've always said I'm very happy for them to go. This nonsense, this narrative that I've never said that is absolute waffle. But you guys feel how you feel. I'm very much on board with what Wes is saying. The ownership needs to change. It does. The game has moved on. Living within your means is no longer a feasible methodology to finding success. You need to find somebody that can come in and drip feed money into the club and do it in a way that you can get access to success. But until that changes, and there's nothing you can do about that. I know there's a protest happening on Saturday. I can't wait to see the thousands of people that are going to turn up. I can't wait to hear about. Oh no, well let's find out. Yeah, I want to see. Right, I'm positively, I'm optimistic that there's all these people that call everybody out. I want to see them all turn up at that training ground on Saturday. We'll see what happens. But in the reality, Wes, like nothing's going to change at the club until somebody comes in with 4 billion and buys those boys out.
That's crazy. That's a crazy number within itself. $4 billion. I don't even know we're worth $4 billion. I say at most we're worth like $1.5 billion, maybe $2 billion. But no, $4 billion, that's astronomical. Like no, but that lowers down people who can buy your club like that. There's only probably a handful of people who can even afford that kind of thing if they don't make a whole conglomerate of owners and try to buy the club that way. That'd be the only way I can see they make a group kind of ownership. Other than that, we definitely can't get just one person to buy it with us trying to value ourselves at $4 billion. So that already makes it harder. So that means it's going to take even a longer process to find an owner. So
it is what it is. It is what it is. But that's not changing anytime soon, right? So we got to deal with the reality.
I think right now that when it comes to the play on the field, Conte, this whole back three bull crap, that back three, that thing was all over the place. They were all over us with that back three. We're all on our heels. We don't want, for some reason, he doesn't know how to change.
All on our heels after the second half, though, right?
Yeah, he don't know how to play.
What the fuck was
he
the
acts like he didn't earn his coaching badges when he first came in. He had to grow as a coach just like everybody else. So there had to be a point in time where he had to play something different than a back three. Like they had to be. There's no way he just played back three his whole freaking career and say, "Oh, it's either that way or yeah." He would have got fired a long time ago in his early years as a coach. So he can play a back four, change something, or he just really just don't care. And if you don't care, just walk. Just walk if you don't care. If you're not dedicated to the club no more, and you keep on talking about, I don't have people die, which is understandable. But if your head's not in it, if you're not for this, you don't like what the club's doing, get the hell on.
We
and do
need
what you
people
need to
behind
do
it. I agree with you, Wes. I agree with that. I think a lot of people feel that way. If his head's not in it, if his heart's not in it, then
100%.
he's got to be man enough to admit that. Yeah.
He's looking like Nuno right now. He looking the same way how Nuno was right before he got fired, folding his arms, looking blankly at the grass. If you're not head in it, walk the hell on. You got the dang credibility to just walk. So do it. You will actually be helping us. You make Levy look even worse. Walk, please.
I think after the Villa game when we lost 2-0, I think I came on one of your shows, Jack, and I said, if his head is not in it, then just walk. I don't want a manager who basically doesn't give a shit about the club. I want someone who cares, because at the end of the last season, at the beginning of this one, Conte cared. You could see visibly by his reactions how he reacted to how the game was going. You could visibly see that he cared about what was going on at the pitch. And as was said, whether it's due to like his bad relationship with the ownership, whether it's due to like the close people that he lost in, because that's a tragedy. Sorry, that's a tragedy. You cannot dismiss that, right? But whatever the reason is, if you don't want to be here, then just go. I won't hold any grudges, because I know, like we know how working with Levy is, right? due to like many examples were given to us that working with TV is hard. And as Shoni said, it's I really don't like going from like zero to ballistic towards the ownership. I've said plenty of times, if Levy came out tomorrow and told me what the plan is and what the steps are to the plan and fulfilled those steps, I wouldn't be against him, right?
Yeah,
It's not that I
exactly.
have something personally against the guy. I know there are certain people in the Levy out group that are like so hell bent on Levy that they want him, specifically him, out, right, of the club. I understand that, but as I said, if working with him is so hard for you, Conte, or if you are in so much grief that you cannot really focus on the job, then just take a break for your own mental health and for your own safety, right?
Do us a
Just
favor, do
take a
yourself a
break, right?
favor. Yeah.
Yeah, do
Yeah.
yourself a favor, care about yourself, care about the family, right? Because in one of the previous press conferences he said that he actually feels the distance that's growing between him and his family, right? His family is
100%.
still in Italy. Plenty of his friends died, like three friends of his died in the like recent months, right?
Yeah,
That's
Mihailovic and Viali
Yep.
and Ventroni, right?
yeah, and
Yep.
Yeah.
Ventroni,
And
right?
Vertonghen.
So
It's a massive toll on anybody.
Yep.
And they've
Huge toll
happened
on
in, I
anybody.
believe, the two most difficult periods, for his job, like, because that then ties into his job, because this is, that he had to happen to him in October. He had to happen to him now in January as well. It's just not been easy for him. It's just simply hasn't. Just Shawnee, quickly on that restart, and then I got to get to a few super chats I'm gonna give to you guys each. But Sean, on kind of
Yes, mate.
the full restart, the
Yeah.
factory reset. Do
Yeah,
you
yeah.
sell Sonny and Kane at the same time? Like, you sweeten it, you just throw in as many people into it as you can in the factory
Yeah.
reset. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you could probably still get. I don't know. Listen, I don't know what the market would look like for Harry Kane. You could probably get maybe 65 million if you're lucky, 70 million for someone who doesn't have who has a disregard for money and wants that guy to come in early. But I think if you're going to get top money for him, you're probably going to sell him to a English club. If you want to keep him out of that market, you maybe take less money and sell him abroad. I don't know how that. We'll see. There's plenty of time to talk about that.
Yeah.
And Sonny, look, I genuinely think that this guy. I love Sonny. Right? I hate to be the guy.
That's my
I
favorite
don't.
player.
I'm not
Same.
saying this. I'm not saying this out of like resentment to him. I absolutely adore him, but I just think that he's predictable. He's cooked. I think he's cooked. I think that this idea of class is temporary or class is permanent, form is temporary. For me personally, I think he has become predictable. The only way that he gets back to his old self last season or the 5-6 seasons before that is not through him, getting his confidence back, taking his mask off, and the peripheral vision being the excuse. He has to change his game. His game has been for the all season has been, if I get the ball outside the 22-yard, like that kind of third of the pitch, I'm going to run with it. You saw it in the last 6 minutes or 5 minutes of the game. He did a very typical thing that he always does, usually on the left-hand side, but he dribbles, doesn't take the shot or doesn't take the pass, and he just ran
Loses
into
the
three
ball,
people.
yeah.
And if he does that, generally speaking, inside the 22 yards, his first movement is to knock it to the right and kick it and shoot. And it gets blocked all day long, every day.
Or going behind.
If you're a Sun fanboy who just doesn't want to hear the truth, then that's okay. I don't care. But to me, he can adapt his game and stay and be a part of this rebuild and be like the kind of legacy guy to take us on. Or if he doesn't want to adapt and the people that are in charge of Tottenham Hotspur, he should go as well. And there's maybe 150 million quid there, right? And on top of that, you hope that these figures are going to come out and prove that there's money behind it. Whoever the next managerial cab off the rank is, whether it's Tuchel, whether it's Pochettino, whether it's somebody young who's got like some gravitas and brownie points that are emerging, whoever that person is, give the guy the combined sales of not just those two, but whatever you can get whatever you can get for Sanchez, whatever you can get for Dyer, Davies, not Lloris, who'll go for free, but whatever you can get for all those people. You have to make some very strong line in the sand decisions around certain players that we've been hanging on to forever and go, you're not good enough. but you're not worth what Daniel Levy thinks you're worth. So if Daniel Levy thinks you're worth 20 million because he paid 20 million for you, but really the market's saying you're worth 6, take the 6 million.
Yeah, take the 6 million and
take the
use
6
it,
million.
right.
Go, get rid of it, and then we start again. But on top of that, the fans have to get behind this idea that we are going to have to go
middle table.
3 steps back. It's going to be
middle table.
And it's going to, exactly, mate. Wes, you're right. It's going to be so fucking painful, guys. It's going to be awful. But if we can play good football and lose, but we're going in the right direction and we can get behind it and tolerate it. Because right now, we're this team, this club that thinks that like we're better than we are.
Yeah.
And, you know, we lose against Arsenal, lose against Man City. We're furious. But in reality, that's par for the course for the level we're at. We all need to take a deep breath and accept 2 steps back, and then over the next 3 or 4 years, hopefully we can move forward. That's how I want to see it, Jack. Sorry for the rant.
Believe me, that's what's gonna take to do factory reset, Sean. We're gonna, it's gonna take a rant. I gotta take this, Michael, and actually I'll hand it over to you, Michael. This one from Asama. He says, if this is your stopgap, then Tottenham is done forever. This is a business and nothing more. Keep wishing success without support is like wishing for an A+ without studying. Basically, we're fighting a losing battle here, Michael. That's what Asama is saying, is that you keep wishing for success without any support from the ownership. It's like wishing for an A+ without studying at all.
Yeah.
I basically what I said about Sonny and Kane, right? The only way I will accept selling them both in one window is if we, as I said, if we come out with a plan. If it's Project Youth, okay, I'm okay with it. Just someone has to come out, tell me what the plan is, and like lay down the steps towards reaching the target that they set, right? Because if we sell Kane and Son, but we don't use that money wisely, right? If we sell Kane and Son and buy Dybala or whoever, like some idiotic transfers, like supplying old with old players with some stars or whatever, right? No, if we are to sell Kane and Son, as Shoni said, it has to be a reset. It has to be basically flashing out all the old players from the team,
all of them,
completely resetting. And it's not only Kane and Son; it's Dyer, Davies. Perisic probably has to go. Langley has to go.
Michael, it's easier to say. Michael, but let me interrupt you.
It's easier to say who stays.
Who stays for you? It's Kulusevski, Romero, and
Bentancur,
Højbjerg. Okay.
I want.
I said Højbjerg.
Yeah. Skippy, Sar. I'm fine with Brian Hill. I'm fine with. I know he isn't like. That Messiah. I think he can grow into a good player, right?
They're good for me. Yeah.
Sessegnon has to go, in my opinion.
No,
even though he's
go.
young, and I said that we want to get rid of old players, but he's been here for like 4 to 5 years. It's time to go. If you didn't perform at the level that you are required, you have to go, right? It's as simple as that. Like seriously, something has to change in this club, because if we are going to persist with this like mini Chelsea way that we are doing for the past 4 years, right? Because we are trying to behave like Chelsea. We are hiring and firing managers, win now managers, but we actually are not supporting them with the funds that they need, right? Because that's what Chelsea do. But we are trying to half-ass it. Then seriously, it's either do a project or invest. One of two.
They're not going to invest, Michael. They're not going to invest, mate. It's going to cost. I made a video about this the other day, right? I said if you really want to go down that path, then whether it's new ownership or whether it's just Levy and Enoch getting the money out of the suitcase or whatever beneath the mattress, it's going to cost you. Like Chelsea, I think. Like I've gone from like looking at their model. I've read a massive in detailed analysis through the Swiss Ramble today about Chelsea. They've basically bet the entire house on them spending all that money now in the hope that they can get it done and it can all kind of fill into place. Mm-hmm. And if they get it wrong, they're in breach of FFP. Tottenham can't do this 100 million a season thing because the gaps are never filled, right? It's too little, it's little and often is not the way you do it. You do that once you have a good baseline. So it's going to take you 300-400 million to to set the baseline if you really want to go there. And these guys aren't going to do it. Levy and Enoch are not going to do it. So I'm
I
all
don't think
for them moving on, but in reality, they're not going. So for me, you have to just face reality and go for the reset. I think unless the owners leave. Sorry, Jack. Sorry.
my whole thing is
Sorry, Wes. I gotta get to Asama's super chat, and then I
Mhm.
gotta get to some of these other super chats here, guys. So we do have to address them, and I'll give them to you, and then you can address them and talk to them, and and respond to them for me, if you will. Asama, though, what I would say is, at this moment, it's just becoming more vindictive of previous mistakes, like you say, of just not studying and then just expecting to get an A. And it's if Ali Gold is if that is true what he's saying, that there are some people that are high up in the board and high up in kind of the Spurs echelons of the hierarchy, and they really don't think that they're doing a whole lot wrong. That's just that'd be scary. But you can't always take everything that's said to be totally true or that to be the total case. But but Asama, really good super chat, my man. Neil Shafton, this is for you, Wes. He says, Wes, there is no trust. The ownership is the trust. They don't have the answer to anyone but themselves. Tottenham are Enoch owned. So basically that they only answer to themselves. And even the fact that the supporters trust gets to speak to them. Some people actually say that's lucky that we even have a supporters trust that can
I heard
talk to
that
them.
too.
But that's even sad, to be honest, because it's not even like they do listen to them really fully. But I mean, are they going to answer, Wes? Are they just going to put in, some noise canceling headphones for the time period? Maybe Enoch and Levy?
The statement is going to be BS. Like you already expect it to be BS. Like I say, come prepared. They're going to come with their best writers to try to make it turn to whatever way they wanted to turn it to. But it's going to be BS for us because we're going to see right through it. And I do agree with him because, and I have heard that a lot of people say we're lucky to even have something like that. My whole thing is I think they really just do it for the public eye. To make it look like, oh, we have a supporters trust. We care about our fans and their input. It's that kind of thing to me. I always seen it as that. But if they're going to have something like that, they kind of do have to listen because the news people do kind of pick up on that kind of stuff. And I really don't know how media is over in England, but as far as I know, it's harsh. So if they start, if Levy, like I said, he's still on the hot seat himself. They know that. That's why I said if Conte just go ahead and walk, it would help us as fans because that would look bad on them. And another thing is, I look like what Sean was saying with the owners not wanting to spend. Just for me to hark on it, one way I know they don't want to spend is that they had to do a whole bunch of hoops to get the 150 mil and act like that was they didn't go out their own pocket really for more money to spend on the club and spend on players. They had to do a whole bunch of hoops to get more percentage of the club to put money in the transfer budget. That tells you right there they don't even want to touch their own money to put into the club. They don't. That should have showed all right there. Everybody was going crazy over them saying, "Oh, we're getting 150 mil," and they're not seeing how they're even doing it. They're doing it like a whole business transaction way. They're not even just trying to invest the club to help the club that they own.
And
They're
to
just
fix
trying
these
to make
problems,
more of
they're
a
going to have to
business
dip into their own
proposition.
pocket. And to fix these problems, they have to dip.
Like that right there should have been that right there is a go out right there.
Just to clarify, though, the reason why they have to go through those hoops and figure it out is because they're not 100% owned. It's not direct owned, right? It's a weird hybrid ownership model of stock market ownership that isn't actually listed on the stock market. There are still individual small shareholders, but it would be a lot easier if it was under a system where you just had one owner that owned 100% outright. But Tottenham don't have that. You still have about 15% of the club that is owned by people that didn't want to sell the shares. So
big up Neil Shafton, my man. Appreciate it, brother. And yeah, I guess they can only might put on the noise canceling headphones. I feel like nailing during this time. Sean, this one's for you. Loves Music is saying that team has zero desire, and that stems entirely from Conte. I motivate my team at work, and they graft hard for me. 360,000 pounds a week, or 360,000 pounds a week to coach that shite. I actually even stuttered, Sean, when I did read actually those wages. It does make you sort of gasp. And like you're saying, that team has zero desire, and that stems all from Conte.
Yeah, look, I understand the argument that people that want to deflect and think that it's we can't allocate any blame in any direction other than one because it dilutes the message. I find it ridiculous that you can't be honest and sincere with an appraisal of what's wrong with the club. 100% the players aren't good enough. 100% tonight, all of the goals were made by individual mistakes. At least two of them on reflection, I've been watching them in the highlights, were made from Hugo Lloris. Once again, Hugo Lloris is not a player that anybody at the start of the season said wasn't good enough. It's not that he doesn't come into the same category as Ben Davies or Eric Dyer or whatever else. And so, again, I make the point that you can't just ignore the reality of the situation and think that everything is down to the ownership. At some point, you have to figure out the guy is paid 360 grand a week. It's the highest paid individual in the club, more than Daniel Levy, more than Joe Lewis, more than anybody, right? And this guy gets away with murder from some fans because they have their ambition, they have their intentions aimed in one direction, and it's not okay. It's not okay. If I want to, and I want to take you all seriously, then I want you all to be sincere with your allocation of the pie. And Antonio Conte deserves a massive slice of it. I'm sorry, he does. And I love what Love's Music is saying. His job is to motivate the team. His job is to set up the team in a formation that is going to get a job done. His job is to set up the team in a way to pick the right players for the right task on the right day. His job is to hold them accountable, drop them if they're not doing the job. He doesn't do it. He should have dropped Lloris. Foster should have been in the game tonight. Ed, that's clear to anybody. Anybody that thinks other than that, I don't know what to say. Sonny should not have been on the pitch for the 90 minutes. Anybody who thinks that he should have been, I don't know what to say. And there's a bunch of other formational situations that you could have had. We had options tonight. I understand that in the last maybe couple of months, there's been less options available because of horrendous injury issues. But tonight there was options. He didn't take them. He didn't choose them. And anybody that thinks that we can't blame Conte because everything is Levy's fault, I'm sorry. It's a disingenuous statement. It's a disingenuous argument. Let's be reasonable. Let's all meet in the middle and call a spade a spade.
Again, I understand why he went to a 4-2-4 today, because we switched to a back four, right, at the end of the game when Richarlison came on. But then again, I think that Brian Hill should have been in the squad, and he should have come in place of Sonny at the 77th minute mark or whatever it was, right, just to freshen up things. Again, my last call-in was I literally said that I think that football is sometimes about being brave and trying things instead of being rigid and sticking to your formation and sticking to the plan. And I think that it worked in the first half, right? We got the 2 goals, but we just scrambled again. And again, I criticized Conte today, and I think that he has to take his part of the blame again. But I also, as Shoni pointed out, there were horrendous individuals. Identify the biggest part of it, the biggest cause of the problem. In our case, everything is a problem, right? And I would even say that our fan base is a problem in a sense, right? I'm not going at the away fans that were today in the Etihad, right? That's not my point. I think that we are so divided that actually I sometimes feel like that we as a fan base don't really know what we want, because some of our fans are okay with what's going on. They just want to enjoy some football, right? Then there are some other fans who are really anti-ownership. There are some fans who are anti-coach. There are some fans who hate the players. And we all cannot come together and fight for one cause. And that's my biggest issue with our fan base, right? Again, with the coach, if you don't want to be here, just go, right? Some of the players, if you are not good enough, then just find yourself another club. And then that's the 4 parts, right? So and by the way, I quickly, Jaco, I just read an interesting stat. Since the beginning of October, we are bottom of the table in terms of goals conceded. Bottom of the table.
That's the thing that just can't get missed tonight. Out of all the attention that will be drawn to different parts of the problems, and there are so many problems at this football club, but if this back line and Hugo get any sort of, like they have to be such a main focus, I think, for tonight, because it still is like catastrophic. It's
As
embarrassing. It's pathetic. It's literally it was League One Sunday league standard what we were
Yeah,
seeing from them.
it
And
was shocking today. And by the way, as a contrast, we conceded 31 goals this season. 31 goals. Newcastle conceded 11.
yeah,
20 goals difference. Arsenal conceded 14. City conceded 20. Manchester United conceded 22. Fulham conceded 29. Fulham are on less
I
goals
think we're the
conceded
worst
than
one
us.
in the top 10 by far, if I'm not mistaken, or the worst one in. Yeah,
First team that has more goals conceded than us is Nottingham Forest in 13th, and they are on 34, which is only 3 over us.
shocking.
That's absolutely shocking in terms of defending, right? As I said, Conte is partly to blame for what's going on, but again, how many times can we point out individual performances? Whether it's like Lenglet fucked up today, Perisic fucked up today, Loris fucked up today. 3 parts of
Oh,
the
they all
defense,
took
right?
a gigantic
They
fucking slice of the Howler
all
cake. They all took a gigantic slice of the blunder cake, the error cake, whatever you want to fucking call it. They
yeah,
all took a huge piece of it. Moondog saying, if I was Conte, I would walk out tomorrow. He won't be backed, and
that's
we are
right.
really a big and are we really a big club? Question mark. Do we actually have the ambition? No, no, and no, says
No.
Moondog. He's kind of alluding
Yeah,
to what you were saying, Wes, which is basically Conte, like, do yourself a favor by walking out, save yourself from this cesspit, save yourself from this burning dumpster fire, and also do us a favor and get out of here so that we can try to, put some water on this dumpster fire and try to start again somehow in some way,
yeah,
right? No.
yeah. Because it's like that's like the only thing I can think of. Because he knows by now, clearly, because he's been kind of hinting it to us through the media, and he keep on saying there's some stuff he can't say. He's been very particular with his wording. And now Alistair Gold, I don't know if you've seen some of his recent videos, but he's saying he's starting to get more frustrated with his interviews, and then I think other journalists still are getting frustrated with his interviews.
Yeah.
Because they know it too. Because Alistair Gold, he's even completely sick of the club now. I never even heard him say that, like how he said, but he said it very openly. And he's like a official journalist for the club. And he's kind of have a privilege of saying that. So the fact that he even probably kind of put himself out there on the line, kind of when you just go out there and say stuff like that. And he was even saying he's kind of sick of how this club is
He's
ran.
already had it. Yeah.
Yeah,
He already
even
had it.
Alistair Gold, that's an official journalist for the club saying that, and they allow him to do his job and to have that kind of insight. And even he's saying that he's had enough. So I think that it shows that it's going all around, up and down throughout this club, that there is problems. And I think Conte need to just walk, because he would do wonders for us, because I put hot seat on Levy, and then they'll put hot seat on Enoch through Levy, because it's time for them to just sell, or at least
Yeah.
put out a plan saying we're going to be a project club where we play youngsters. I'd be fine with that. But the fact that Levy, he hides up in his box, up in a nice posh area of the stadium. If you keep doing that crap, not saying nothing,
A,
you're making it
s-
worse.
a step
It
needs
says
to be
I
made. A
Alistair,
step needs
Alistair
to be
Gold
made.
say that. Alistair Gold said it like 2 or 3 weeks ago. He said he needs to come out and state what the plan is.
yeah.
If it's to
And
build, nobody's going to be mad. Nobody's going to be mad that he says, "Oh, we're going to be a project team." Everybody be happy because at least we got a plan.
and
But the fact that he's not saying nothing,
Mm,
also I think one important thing, if he states what the plan is, then we can also adjust our expectations to
yeah.
that plan. Because at the beginning of that season, I am guilty of saying that I think that we will finish third and win
yeah,
a trophy.
same.
Because we had Conte. I thought of the summer transfer window that it wasn't as bad as it actually turned out to be. I mean, as bad in terms of our defense just are dropping absolute stinkers, right? So I think that someone at the club should have foresaw foresaw that foreseen that.
Yeah,
Sorry,
foresaw.
foresaw that, and actually adjusted the summer window plan to fix the issues before they actually became apparent, right? Never mind the window. I think if they came out and told us we are doing a project, lower your expectations,
Mm,
expect us to finish 8th, 10th, whatever it is, right? Expect this. but we are going to build, we are going to persist with a single manager and allow him to develop players and develop a project, then we lower our expectations, right?
Yeah.
One thing about
They
our
do
fan
that.
Yeah.
base, one thing about our fan base, if you just tell us what's going on, I'm pretty sure a lot of us will calm the hell down.
Yeah,
But you
exactly.
put us up in a pedestal like we're Manchester United, Chelsea, Man City, and then Liverpool and all them. You put us on a pedestal like that. You sell that to us. So what do you think we're going to expect? We're going to expect us to go after leagues, go after cups and competitions of that sort. If you're not telling us anything, you're keeping us in that stratosphere, and you're not lowering our expectations. Why do you think you're getting so much blast from the fans? I don't get the logic with that.
Just a sec, Michael. Brandon Troller saying, I don't even know how to respond to this. He says, imagine Daniel Levy rubbing his bald head and belly while doing an Irish jig, singing English national anthem in Cantonese. That'll make you happy. It makes me confused, Brandon, and I don't know where you came up with that in the first place. I will be honest, it did give me a crack of a smile a little while ago, but I also am just left confused as to how even that picture came into your head in the first place, and how you even have such a genius mind to come up with such a scene. But big up Brandon, my man. Appreciate it, because it did take my mind off of things for a little while. Steve D saying Conte did the City halftime team talk. His halftime team talk gets us out of the 2-0 deficits, and this time somehow the halftime team talk made us lose 4-0 if you were to just judge it one half. And
right, does he get any challenge? I'd love to ask the people in the comments who are like, Conte gets no blame. If he gets the credit for turning us around when we go 2-0 down, does he not take any of the blame tonight?
He probably does in some respect.
Are we going to be
mentality of the second half? He definitely does take some. He takes a lot of blame for the mentality of the second half, but you also just have to, again, like, I really do want to stress again, like, the howlers in which we saw today from that back line cannot be excused by like some other person or some other thing. Like, yes, he takes a lot of blame for today, Conte, but like, I just really want to stress that I don't want that back line and Hugo to somehow be like the third or fourth on the agenda.
That same back line,
for
but
today.
Jack, but that same back line, to be honest, that same back line last season was
But
phenomenal.
But it was last season, right?
But it doesn't matter, Sean, because like tonight is like tonight was apocalyptic what we witnessed. Like, it was Sunday League One levels, and like it's the classic. It's a cliche, and I don't like using cliches, but I am going to use it. Conte is not kicking the ball out there, and I understand he takes blame for maybe how he went about getting after the game once we went down in that situation. But you can't look for other reasons for Dyer launching it out of play or Hugo unable to catch a simple near post.
Well, you can though, right?
But you can't blame Conte for Hugo, not for Hugo's blunders.
Hugo,
like
right?
Hugo's blunders alone are not on Conte.
You can teach and coach and listen. At the end of the day, what I hear what you're saying, that individual mistakes are individual mistakes. But at the end of the day, and I'll maintain this point, you can't sack the entire team. It's always the case in any business, right? You can't sack everybody apart from the CEO or whatever else, right? So, but at the same time, if you're the coach of a football team, then how do you get yourself in the position where you are on the back foot and you're under pressure? It's because, first and foremost, the other coach has trained their team to impact, to execute a certain style where you press not just the back line, but the goalkeeper. That is a trained methodology that a successful coach has used against Tottenham because they know that we're vulnerable in that area.
Yeah. The other thing, though, too,
if you're the second most sorry, Jack, one last thing. If you're the second most highest paid coach in European football and in the Premier League, then it's kind of your job too to teach the team that you have on how to front up against that kind of press.
In the case of Hugo, it is his choice not to play Hugo, and so he bears the consequences for Hugo's mistakes. I think what I mean to say, Sean, is that you don't just stop at the players. Like, you have to go further up the ladder and figure out, what's also going wrong further past the players. But what I mean to say is that, like, I just don't want us to wake up tomorrow and our first thought be Conte or the owners. Like, it should be all three of those things. It'd be Conte, the owners, and like the nightmarish fucking howlers that we had to witness today, Sean, like in this watch along, that were physically painful, like to watch, physically painful to watch. thus concede those goals.
100%,
And
man.
that's maybe where I'm saying
Every
is like,
single video that I
you
do
start
on
at
the
the
morning
surface
after.
level, you go deeper down. But what I mean to say, like, let's not ignore the surface level, please, because the surface
Dude,
level was an
I never
absolute
do.
howler today.
If you watch any of my videos, every single
Yeah.
morning, every single
Yeah.
time I do a video with my dog, I
Yeah.
always say after a result like this, it's not one nor the other. It's a
I know.
It's
trifecta. It's
both.
a
Yeah.
multiple factor
You live by the
of
pie of
blame.
blame, Sean. You live
The
by the
pie of
pie of
blame.
blame.
Everyone gets a slice.
Yeah,
Everybody
Yeah,
gets
but
apparently
one.
that's unreasonable.
again
You know?
with Conte, I think that whether you can blame him for tactically making errors or picking certain players, right? But I think there are certain things that you cannot really coach into players, right? You cannot really coach a 36-year-old keeper to kick the ball properly. It's just like if he cannot do it, then he won't do it, right? I
Mm.
think that there comes a certain point where you cannot really coach basic things with those players, right? You cannot really teach them to kick the ball properly. You cannot really teach them to not make idiotic mistakes, right? You cannot really teach an old dog like Perisic new tricks, right? He got absolutely spun out by Mares today,
His
and
defense,
I
his defense was horrible today.
yeah,
Yeah,
he
it was
was
awful.
horrible in defense today, right?
Awful.
And whereas again, I can attribute some blame to Conte, maybe not changing things tactically or picking certain players, right? But I cannot really fault him for Perisic getting like spun out by Mares again. Like that's not necessarily his fault, but those are the players that he's provided by the club. So then again, you go onto the ladder and you start blaming ownership for us having those particular players and not
Yeah.
upgrading, right? So again, it's as you guys said, it's everyone gets a piece of
Well, speaking of that
the
ladder, actually,
blame
Michael
pie, right?
Cedric says with the super chat, what's happening to Conte is what happened to every manager since Pochettino. The problem is with
Yeah.
the ownership. So the further you go down the ladder, some people just think that the managers are suffering some of the same consequences, some of the same circumstances that
Mhm.
previous managers have been sacked for. And I do find that also to be true. But you also have to look at maybe what Conte could be doing differently. Of course, it's a huge pie blame, but you also have to give a fucking huge piece to the ones up top. That's for sure.
Yeah.
There, Cedric, and you go further down those rungs of the ladder, Michael, and you stop with them. That's absolutely right. Dermot here with the super chat tonight. I'm embarrassed of this club. The spirit, the house that Bill Nick built, has gone no direction. It questions the club. I'm questioning the club. I don't recognize it anymore. I miss Tottenham Hotspur. Where has my club gone? Absolutely devastated. Do you
Yeah.
feel disillusioned, Michael, right now with Spurs, or with the factory reset? Are you kind of, waking up the next day, wiping the hands, getting ready to get down to business? I mean, where do you stand? Do you feel disillusioned
To
with the club
be
right now? Do you feel dejected?
yeah, I feel kind of disconnected, and again,
Yeah.
it's not that I don't want to support the team, it's not that I don't like the players. Some of them I actually don't like, right? But I digress. um what I mean is that for me this season is a write-off. Whatever happens this season, I don't really give two craps, right? And like some of my friends asked me today whether I actually want Spurs to win because that stops Arsenal, that allows City to catch up to Arsenal. I said I don't really give a shit what Arsenal do. My issues are with this club. My worries are with this club, right? And I know that I kind of contradict myself because on one hand I said that I'm kind of disconnected, but on the other hand I really worry, right? So I don't really worry about right now what's happening right now with how we play. I worry about the future of this club. I worry about how we are going to dig ourselves out from this mess. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's tough because like last season I was so pumped for the game against City, right? Before it even happened, I was even though that we lost 3 games on the bounce, I was hopeful that we can actually do something. And this game happened and the first half finished and I was like, maybe that feeling of being hopeful of actually like that slight hope of us turning it around appeared in me, but it died as soon as it happened, right?
We had a small
So
flame today
yeah,
that got
with small flame that
absolutely shot on today.
yeah.
The flame of hope that we might have had. Even just seeing Spurs score, like I turned into a child, and it just was so pathetic to see it just go to waste like in that sort of way. And it really was. It was painful. So painful. Jory here. Good to see you, Jory. Says, proud of Spurs tonight. They all came out fighting for the badge and their manager, losing the game due to 3 defenders and a goalkeeper that are in the game. That's beyond their ability is all on Enoch. Or sorry, losing the game due to 3 defenders that are in the game. That's beyond their ability is all on Enoch. So basically continuing to play these defenders, I think he's saying, these dross ones like the likes of Davies, Dyer, Sanchez, etc., will continue to cause these sort of blunders, will continue to cause these sort of embarrassing comebacks. And is until you only revamp the squad, until you bring in better, more suitable players for a Conte back 3, these sort of errors and these sort of error-prone nights are going to continue to happen for us. And Jory, I think it's just, for me personally, I just don't really want to see them get, like, I know they won't get a pass, but I think I expressed it earlier. Like, I just really don't want us to forget that tonight was single-handedly, I think, and even my just general football watching, like one of the worst displays of a defense I've seen this season
horrible.
from like any team in general. Like, I've never seen a team. We've seen teams give up 2-0 leads. I mean, how many times have we even, come back from 2-0 down? But that one was just gift after gift after gift after gift after gift. And it's just, Jory, it's I don't know, until they're shipped out. I think that's the only way we're going to be able to be able to live with it. Brandon Troller, I like Turtle, but they have no place in management. Maybe he's speaking of Antonio Conte. I'm not sure. I like Tuchel. Maybe Tuchel. I'm not sure.
I like Tuchel. I think that's
By the
Tuchel.
way,
That could be Tuchel.
Jacko, can I quickly give you 2 quotes
Sure.
from Conte from press
Sure.
conference?
Yeah,
One
I was just saying that. Yeah,
Yeah,
And let me hear this.
one of them was, "You can't buy experience." Well, you can buy experience. It was one of the quotes. And the other one, "If I demanded the same level as at Juventus and Inter, it would be dangerous, as my frustrations could be very big. I want to improve the club with my vision, my idea."
What is that saying? Like,
Again,
He's distancing himself again from any responsibility, isn't he?
I'm
it's
gonna
like,
be
bro,
honest.
what are you saying? Like,
I'm
dude, just leave. If you like, really, he can have one.
He takes zero accountability.
Yeah, he doesn't. That's another thing. Alistair Gold has been really harking back at Conte.
I'm fed up on it.
I'm
I'm fed up with it, bro.
And
You get paid
he's not
£15
taking no
million a
responsibility.
year. You get £15 million a year.
He's asking for more to even resign. He's asking for even more money to resign.
What's going to change? You go to 20 million, and suddenly you're going to play a 3-5-2, or you're going to go to a back 4. Suddenly you're going to do something different. Suddenly you're going to drop Sonny. Are you? Nothing's going to change. You just want more money. I don't believe that for a story anyway. But for the love of God, bro, it ain't all like I think he's in this amazing world. I think I've said it before. I'll say it again. This back Conte thing is a subjective term that has no definition. And it's a perennial moving needle that allows people to forever just go, oh, did he do well enough? If he did, then we'll just move the needle and go, oh, he succeeded, therefore he was backed. But if he didn't, then it doesn't matter. We'll just say he wasn't backed. So he is 100% always in the clear, free from any accountability, because other people think that it's all about our ownership. And whilst I agree, the ownership are wrong for this club in this current climate. They've gone as far as they can. In my opinion, they've done a very good job, but they haven't got the right risk appetite for the club. So sell up and move on. But at the same time, this guy on the screen right now does not make the right decisions for the team in and of itself during the game, time and time again. We saw at least 2 of them today. And yet he seems to sit there and makes these cryptic crossword clues where he says, well, like, you can't buy experience, maybe you can, as in, oh, it's nothing to do with me. It's nothing to do with the fact that I haven't dropped Sonny in 24 games apart from once when it worked when I did it. No, that's nothing to do with me. It's because I don't have whoever it is, the next 34-year-old that he wants to come in to do the job that apparently one of the other guys can't do. It's nonsense. He is as accountable as everybody else. Take some responsibility, bro.
My whole thing is, he got to where he is at some point he had to play whatever formation to help whatever team he was coaching when he first came in as a coach, to help that side win so he can get more and more accolades. He had to do that at some point, which means he hasn't lost that, which means he can still do that today. I don't care if he is some perennial manager. At some point in time, you got to change some stuff, and stuff that's just not working for your current team. Because be honest with you, even if he got all the money in the world, he can't change with the rules in place. You can't just change this whole team in one or two transfer windows. You just can't. You know, you get one or two dynamite players to help your team, but you can't change the whole team. We're still going to have most of those center backs. So you got to make them play. You got to make them play in a formation. As I say, you got to, because they don't have to me, I think it all has to do with IQ. We have players that are boneheads out there. Point blank in the period. We got bonehead players out there. One is Dyer. The second one is Sanchez. They're complete bonehead players because they can't pick a pass from them. Then worry out too. That's the third one. So we have players that don't have high level IQ like a Hill. Hill to me got a way good anticipation with the game when it comes to IQ, what kind of angle passes to give. Kane got the same thing too, because he does the same thing. Benton Kerr got the same thing too. And then Romero, those are the only 4 players that has that kind of IQ. When you don't have the rest of your team like that, you have to play very, very simple. You got to give them a simple formation that they can easily understand, so it can be like the back of their hand. If you got such a crazy system like this, with players that you know don't have the IQ or the experience to play it, except for like Perisic and of course the other 4 I mentioned, it's going to be crap.
But why then bring in, but then why bring in the managers with the tactics and with the knowledge to play, at a level that can get you in a top 4, that can win you titles, that can win you trophies? I mean, why continue to make them use the same set of players that maybe just aren't good enough for these sort of high level of managers, these highest levels of play? And that's the thing, right? Is that the players maybe just simply aren't good enough for, even if Thomas Tuchel were to come in, are they good enough to play in Thomas Tuchel's system?
No.
Probably not.
Probably
Even
not.
with Pochettino, Pochettino's
system.
system, they're probably not good enough. Most of them are not good enough to play in his
No.
to a high level. And
I
they do let him down, like they are limited. And that's what even Jory said there, and we're going to get to that later. But he did say they are just sort of like these center backs and all these players, and as well as Hugo. I mean, they're just playing at basically League One sort of standard at the moment. Like, maybe he's got to adjust the tactics for that, but also you have to realize that they just aren't good enough. They're not good enough for Spurs any longer. Like, they're just not good enough to get top 4.
But as a manager and a coach, when you're on a hot seat like that, you got to make some type of difference. And the fact that he's relying on his back 3, even if he goes to a 2 in the front, that doesn't make no sense as a coach when you're on the back seat. A lot of times you see coaches when they're on a hot seat, they're going ahead and try to at least change something before they get fired. But the fact that he's not at all, it's like, that's what I'm saying. But everybody knows these players ain't good enough. We know that. We've been saying that the last 3 years. And of course, the board hasn't did nothing to try to change it. So we don't have a board that's trying to change it. As a manager, you got to do what you can. And the only thing is to make it as simple as possible for them and see what they do with that. And right now, we're in a system with a whole bunch of players with low IQs who are in a very, very interesting formation that takes a lot of IQ work, a lot of tactical know-how. And if you have them playing that system, of course it's not going to work from the get-go. But I say at least try and do something different, make it a more simple formation, and see what happens. If it don't happen and they're still crap anyway, then you know that by like double now. But we already know that, of course.
Jory here saying he's challenging kind of, maybe that Conte blew it in the second half. He's saying, nonsense, guys. We win that game easy if it's not for Hugo, Dyer, and Longley. The tactics were spot on, but when the City piled on the press in the second half, our defenders broke. That level of defenders is all on Levy. So
hold up, Jack.
He's basically saying that the tactics were spot on in the first half. I think we did look like, we were holding our shit together in the first half. I think he's right there. And then in the second half, if it isn't for the gigantic blunders of Dyer, Hugo, and Longley, do you really concede those goals? Is that really on tactics?
It's not just about concessions, Jack. Right, like mistakes at the back are always punished. Right, we've had this conversation ad nauseum. Like, if a goalkeeper makes a mistake, he is the villain because it always leads to a goal. If a defender makes a mistake, 9 times out of 10, if you're going to remember the mistake he made, it's because it led to a goal. Heung-min Son, Harry Kane, Decky can make mistakes all day long, and you don't remember them because they don't necessarily lead to a goal. They may stop the goal that you might have scored anyway happening, but then there's so much that happens in between that little mistake that they made that then before that you necessarily concede a goal. So I don't think that you can
But
just
they
sit
didn't
there
play
and
all
say,
that bad in comparison to the
Sonny
back
was
line, though.
awful, mate.
I mean,
Sonny
Sonny,
didn't do a thing. He
Sonny
didn't
is
do a
the
thing.
exception, but
But
Kane and
his job is to score.
Kulusevski, Bentancur,
His
Højbjerg, they
job,
weren't that bad in comparison
his
to the
job
back line.
this season. I had this argument on Twitter earlier. So no, it was with Jacob. It was in your chat in the build up to into the game. I said that Sonny's been the worst performer for Tottenham this season, and Jacob from United Spurs of America, I love him to pieces. He was like, "That's absolutely insane. You have to put Emerson Royale or Hugo or Dyer in that conversation." I was like, they're in the conversation, but for me, Sonny hasn't done his job at all season. But because he makes mistakes that don't cost goals, people think that it's just him having a bad day. But his job is to score goals, and he hasn't scored any apart from 3 in one Premier League game and 1 in a cup game. Like, he has been our worst performer this year. There's a difference between like you chastise players who make mistakes, and I'm not giving any of the people that make individual mistakes at the back of a free ride because they are an absolute shambles. They're everyone's a shambles. But there's just as much, like, for me, frustration with the guy at the top end who hasn't done a bloody thing, who should be scoring goals. That's his job. That's why he's paid the money he's paid.
I
But
agree.
it's never got the zone. It's never got the zoom in on him because when he doesn't do his job, it's just a missed chance. It's not the same. It's not felt the same as a goal conceded.
It's just today for me. I'm with Jory. Like maybe he got certain things wrong with the substitutions yet again, in the second half. And yes, like he takes huge portions of, not huge, I don't think tonight. That's maybe the thing. I don't think I think Conte takes portions of the blame for tonight, but I think the huge piece goes to the ones that he mentions there, which are Dyer, Hugo, and Longley. Those are 3 individuals that could contributed to 3 goals. Like they just directly contributed to those goals. And I understand that maybe the pressure that we got put under as well, like he could maybe do something better about that, but they are the ones who cracked and they are the ones who made those mistakes. I agree. Sonny is actually just as awful. And then he maybe gets the excuse because he's not a defender or not a keeper, but it's like Bentancur doesn't deserve the blame today. Højbjerg doesn't deserve the blame today. I think he was actually better today than he was in others. Emerson doesn't. Perisic doesn't. Like that's what I kind of maybe I'm trying to say is that I agree with Jory that these 3 they just made howlers that are just almost unimaginable really at times. And they've made them consistently this season. Whether that has something to do with Conte could be a thing, but just tonight, that is the case that there were other players that absolutely played their part. And there are players that played decently out there for the most part. And then there are some that just were absolute shocking versions of themselves. And I think that's where it stands with me. Yeah, Michael.
I think like the biggest issue with this conversation is that we already all of us agree, and I think Jory will agree with it as well, right? We said it's not one part not working, it's all the parts are not working, right? And whether we attribute like 50% of the blame to the owners or 50% of the blame to the players or 50% to the blame to the coach, it doesn't mean that the other parts are not working, right?
Correct.
It's spread throughout all of it, from bottom to the top, right? From the cleaning lady up to Daniel Levy, right? Everything at this club is not working currently. With all due respect to the cleaning lady, I think
she doesn't deserve. She's done nothing wrong.
Yeah, she's done nothing wrong. But
put her in the medical department. She might be better. Who knows?
Yeah, I think
they need to be fired too.
I think
yeah, they do.
I think there are plenty of things that contributed to the failure that we are watching right now. I think the first thing is that our defense last season deceived us, and we thought that they actually came in, that they are better than they actually are, right? And now they dropped to the level that they actually represent like during every game. And I think that gave our ownership a false sense of security in that defense that
Yeah.
allowed them to invest in other parts of the pitch because they thought that the defense is okay. Then again, with Conte, I think he also thought that this defense is capable of doing the job that he wants them to do. And with signings like Perisic and with our right side, right? I think this not only wing backs have to perform defensively, but also the wide center backs have to cover for wing backs when they are not performing their defensive duties, right? And with Conte, I think, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think when he began at Chelsea, he played back four initially for like
Yeah.
10 to 15 matches. He got slapped by Arsenal 3-0, and then he changed to a back three. And since then, he's been playing back three time and time again. But I think the difference between us, the Inter team, and the Chelsea team that he was a coach of, right, is that the back three that he had at Chelsea was Cahill, Lewis, and Aspilicueta, young Aspilicueta, not the one that we are seeing right now at Chelsea, right? And in Inter, it was Bastoni, Skriniar, and De Vrij, which are leagues above our back three. And coming back to the point I just made, I think last season our back three performed up to standard, but now they are back to where they are supposed to be.
Back to where we used to see them.
Yeah, and I just think that Conte is afraid of going into a back four system. Listen, we can debate, because like I've seen some people giving arguments that if you have three shitty center backs on the pitch or two shitty center backs and Romero, right? Why keep all three of them on the pitch? Just take one of them out and bring on an attacker and try to actually play the game. I don't really subscribe to that idea. I think that I think we'll be so vulnerable in a back four that we will see.
Well, if we've
even
conceded the
worse.
most goals since October or
Yeah.
whatever it's been, you know, with a back five, imagine with a back four. At the same time, though, you also have to give Conte, if this is the system he's successful with, you have to allow him to try to be successful at that system. At the same time, you can criticize him for if it's not going well, that system. You can poke the holes and maybe its flaws and things like that, of course. But I think you have to allow Conte to be, you know, entitled to use whatever system he wants, and whatever system he chooses, he'll also get grilled for and he'll get criticized for in case it goes wrong. But it always, I think, seems like switching to a back four to a 4-2-3-1 is just like, you just don't bring in Conte if that's what you want to do. Just get rid of him then. Like, you know, bring in someone else if that's what you think the squad is better suited for. What I would say though is, and Jory's saying this here, he says, we are who we are. You can make a lamb fritter, but it will never be a tiger. It's life, not math. You can't just add what's needed. We are limited beings. I just sort of think maybe if you were to tie in then the whole De Vrij, Bastoni, the players that he's worked with before, you've seen what he was able to get out of those. What's funny is that with Dyer, Romero last season, Davies last season, he actually got more of a tune out of those players than I think Jose really did, than I think probably Nuno did, than even really Pochettino did. Like, Pochettino probably didn't get as good of a tune out of Eric Dyer than really Conte did. Like, Conte kind of brought the best version of Eric Dyer that we had really ever seen at Spurs last season. But now he is back to his old ways, and it's kind of the same with the rest of the players. They're kind of just reached that, they had some honeymoon period or whatever it was, but that honeymoon period was stronger for them than it really had been with any other manager. Like, Ben Davies especially had a much better time with Conte than he did with previously the other managers. And so you have to look at the fact that Conte did resurrect some of their careers, got the best out of them, but now they're all of a sudden, like, you know, maybe turned to shit. And is it Conte's fault that they've turned to shit? Maybe sorta, but I also think that they were shit originally and he saved them. And now they're just, I don't know, they're just sort of crapping out again. And it's I don't know, they're limited beings. I agree with Jory. And yes, maybe they could probably have less asked of them. Maybe if they had a different system that they could play in, they would be better. But they've proven time and time again, they're just not good enough for these managers. I think they're just not good enough to be challenging for top four. And with a top four team, you need a manager that can challenge for top four and the tactics that come with that. and they just don't seem up for it. And they also just don't seem up for handling the pressure either. Anytime they're put under pressure by an opposition or even pressure just from their own fan base, when things aren't going well, they just seem to collapse further and further and further, Jory. At least for me, that's the case.
Jack, mate, I've got to jump, buddy.
I put your link in a few times, Shawnee. So do you want to just give your channel a quick plug? I put it in a few times kind of while we were having.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, mate. I've had a great night with you. Great night with Wes and with Michael and everyone in the comments. I love you guys, each and every one of you. Even if we don't necessarily always agree on the right path forward, it's always in good spirit. And if you'd like to hear anything about my particular thoughts on it, then you can figure me out on Spurs Talk Show at on YouTube and on Twitter. Every day I take my dog out for a walk and I get the stuff that's on my mind off my chest. I love you. Love you all.
Love you,
and
Sean.
I hope you all keep doing the things you love with the people that you love doing them with, regardless. Don't worry about tonight. Tomorrow's another day and we go again. I love you guys. See you soon.
Thank you for your help today, Shawnee. Thanks for your help.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, my man. See you.
Shawnee.
Pick up, my man. Last one here, guys. Dermot saying, I agree with Sean with what he says. There's no direction. Players need to take responsibility. The manager needs to take responsibility. Big up the panel. Everybody's got to pull themselves up by their bootstraps, right, Wes?
Yeah, because I don't know. Yeah, the players really gotta step up. I mean, one thing this club was once known for, we're known for like a hard-nosed, don't take no bull crap type of play. I feel like Conte, he said before in plenty of interviews early on when he first became manager, he said something about he wants like lions or something like, he said something about an animal. He wants beast on his team. He doesn't want no little soft crap. I feel like he needs to enforce that. Tell the players if they don't have, since we don't have the IQ, we don't have the talent really. We got just a couple world class. Well, one got one that should be a world class player, but he's completely off form. Then we got two other world class players, Romero and Kane. Then and Bentancur is trying to get there. I say just go all out and just go. Okay, we're going to be a hard-nosed team that's just going to play hard. At this point, what else? At least emphasize some type of mentality. Have some type of plan. Say, hey, we're just going to play hard as hell. And then if the refs want a yellow card us every 5 seconds, let them do it. Because we're going to just play hard nose and try to play that way, or do something. Yeah. But the fact that he's doing I've seen this before with Nuno. He's doing the folded arms, looking blankly at the dang sky and everything. It just tells me that it's twilight. It's twilight hours. It's time. He's pretty much thinking he's out the door. Or and if that's the case, just leave. I'm like, there's no point in doing this. And to me, I do prefer we go back to a back four. I do. Even though a lot of people are going to say, oh, that's going to make us look worse, we're bad regardless. Like the players are what the players are. To me, I feel like a back four would be more simpler. But even though we're probably going to still get found out regardless, but it'll be at least simpler for the players we have and maybe see what they can do. I feel like we need faster. One thing is the speed of our center backs are horrible. That's clear as day. The speed of our center, their anticipation with Longley and especially freaking Perisic is horrible. That's the worst type of reactions I've seen from somebody who's supposed to be able to play defense and offense. Perisic, he needs to just be a winger. He's done running up and down the pitch. He needs to save a lot of more of his injury playing a winger. He needs to be a backup winger to either Son, have him just be the left wing, and have Session or something try to hand at left back or left wing back. I already know Session left wing back is horrible, but
I'd rather just see Perisic play left back.
See,
yeah,
but you know what I mean. But you know what I mean.
I know what
you're
saying. I know what you're saying.
It's like I need to see something different. This playing is back three. The back three to me, I think we're too found out in the back three because there's so much space for attackers to just run in. There's a lot. If you look at every time Manchester City or any other team, Arsenal even, when they went on attack and they were on the counterattack, there was just so much space for them to run in behind. And any good, decent player with a good pass was able to get a through ball, over the head ball pass. They were able to get anything over our defenders, and that's because our defenders aren't fast enough. The only fast defenders we got right now is Sanchez and Romero. Yeah. You might as well put them in the back two as two center backs and play a back four. And at least I put Royale in his natural position and do whatever the hell you have to do at left back. Yeah. And to me, I think that's the only thing I can see right now. Persistent with this back three is going to be this. We're going to see the same problems against who we go against less Fulham.
Yeah.
But
By
going to
the
see
way,
the same
guys,
problem. That's even younger players, and that's even younger players they're going to be going against. So you think they're not going to have a field day running in behind of a three pretty much whole spaces with like two slow center backs? Like to me, I just I feel like we should just go back to a back four. Plus, if you look at the history of the game, even today, I understand the game has changed, and a lot of teams play with wing backs now. But for decades, winning leagues, most of them all play with back fours. Now it's point
Yeah.
blank in the period. And
by
if they
the
don't understand a back four and they don't play it all the way since they were 5 or 6 years old in youth academies,
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say. That they shouldn't even play football. Football shouldn't even be their career.
Michael, what do you like? Conte, you said it didn't sound like he was taking much blame or wasn't really looking at a lot of responsibility or anything, because that's what Dermot's bringing up here is he wants to see the players take responsibility, but he also wants to see the manager take responsibility. Usually the players pretend to take responsibility in some shape or
yeah,
form,
it's
but
the
it's
same
also up
bullshit
to the
that they
manager
always give.
too. Did you see Conte taking responsibility?
No,
Shit.
listen, like the way I see it, right? I'm gonna repeat myself for the beginning part, right? I think everything at this club is not working, right? And I think one of the parts that is not working has to change, whatever it is, right? Because this whole thing as a system is not working right now. Those parts do not fit each other, right? Those players do not fit to the manager's system. Manager doesn't fit with the ownership because ownership doesn't want to invest in the manager's idea. Ownership doesn't fit with the players because they keep trying to like hold on to them, right? I think something has to go, and I would like some accountability in this club. I would like someone to go in front of the cameras, whoever it is, whether it's manager, whether it's a spokesperson for the club, whether it's players, someone go out there and tell me what the fuck is going on, because otherwise we are going to be in this like mad cycle and nothing's gonna change, right? If Levy doesn't fire Conte, then Conte won't change, right? If Conte doesn't pick another players, then the performances on the pitch won't change, right? If players do not decide within themselves that they are not good enough for this, right, and they want to change, then like nothing can change, right? It's a stalemate basically. It's a Mexican standoff. We always use this term describing our club, right? It's a Mexican standoff between players and the manager, between manager and the ownership, between ownership and the players, between ownership and the fans and the manager. It's all fact, in my opinion. Like you have to change something, whatever it is, right? And when I read out those quotes, I'm honestly kind of sick of contest press conferences because there is nothing coming out of them other than more confusion, in my opinion. I wish he actually came out and said the way said the truth, right? Laid out how things are in the club, right? I know that he has to be kind of political with his answers, right? But I actually want him to go out and tell us, listen, I am the problem, players are the problem, ownership is the problem, right? I want him to come out and say, I made mistakes, players are not good enough, ownership
You kind
has
of
to
want a
take some
filterless
accountability.
Conte. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Just I want something to happen, right? Because as we are in a stalemate, like at least like something, right? By the way, quickly with the formations at whatever, right? Have you realized that our whole left side, Son, Perisic, or Sessegnon, and Lengle or Davis, whole left side is not working. I think our right side, as much as we blame Royal and Doherty for not being good enough, I think both against City and both against Arsenal, issues weren't coming from our right side, right? I think, like, correct me
You're
if I'm wrong,
probably
but
right in the sense it's opposite problems, actually. I think the
yeah,
right-hand side has lacked creativity when Kulusevski isn't there. But when Kulusevski is there, it's actually more solid than the left-hand side
yeah,
defensively. And then the left-hand side defensively is
It's
always
horrible.
been,
I
it's
I
always
I
been
think
easy.
I think against Arsenal and City, our right side was performing up to standard. I think that Kulu was providing the width and the creativity. Royal and Doherty, like I cannot remember Martinelli being that dangerous in the game against Arsenal, and I don't think that Grealish, other than maybe one, maybe two
Emerson had an okay
situations
game
during the
today.
game. Yeah,
Yeah,
Emerson had an okay game, not even mentioning that he scored the goal, right? But I think our left side, Arsenal clearly targeted our left side, and City today, all of their chances, big chances came out from our left side, right? So, like, it's mad because we all thought that we need to bring in a right wing back, right? But apparently, maybe we need to bring a left-sided one, right? Like,
So we
oh
got
my god,
Odogi. We got Odogi Udogi coming, but he's not coming to the summer. So we
yeah,
kind of
like.
already got the left wing back, but he's
But
not
he's
coming
not
to the
coming
summer.
till the summer. That's why I said this season is a write-off, right? Whether Conte stays here or not, until summer, until the club decides to. Again, I, 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 I'm not really demanding like 70 million signings for each position, right?
I ain't either.
I just smart recruitment, right? Just
I
bring
think
in
that's what everybody wants.
just bring in I don't know, a Czech left-sided center back or a Austrian left-sided center back, but actually scout him, like check if he's proper, uh, if he's suitable for the system, and like find players suitable for the system, because clearly our players are not. But then again, I don't think that changing the system works because our defense is just not good enough, right? I understand where Wes is coming from with maybe going to a back four and allowing one more midfielder on the pitch allows us to be more creative and keep possession of the ball in the middle of the pitch, right? But then again, I think we'll be wide open in the defense, right? So whether we will see a different like game, we will see a different like different matches, right? But I think the issues with the squad are still there, right? And like seriously, guys, like 2 days ago I started a career in FIFA, right? And I decided to do I called the site German Revolution. I created some German like coach and came into Tottenham, and basically everyone above 25 I got rid of, and some players
We
below,
did that
and
before. Yeah.
I just brought in some youngsters, right? And I know I know that whenever like FIFA gets mentioned in whatever football chat, you always get dismantled with what you are trying to convey, right? But what I mean
Mhm.
is that I want to see something similar happen with our club. I want to see a refresh, and I think that players like Dyer, Langley, Davies,
The only
Sanchez,
place you'll be able to the only
Perisic,
place you'll be able
Sessegnon,
to do that
all
reset
of
is
them.
via the FIFA and is via
Yeah, yeah,
the
but
football manager. That's the only
then
place you'll be
again,
able to see it.
I understand that it won't happen in one window. I can
Yeah.
give it like 2 to 3 years. Just do it. Just
I
change
just
something
steps
again.
need to be made tomorrow.
Yes,
Steps need
steps
to be
need to
made
be.
tomorrow in my
Yeah.
eyes. Final words from you both. Wes, final words here. What do we have to say? Final thoughts.
Conte needs to just go ahead and walk. I think he needs to do the press conference, like similar to what he's saying, and just do a press conference where he pretty much just let the bag out, or let the talk about the elephant in the room. He say what he want to say, and then I say just drop the mic and leave. I want him to kind of do that now. I heard one of the Spurs fan from other channel kind of say the same thing, and just say I wish Conte would just go ahead and tell the truth, and then just drop the mic and leave. Because he ain't gonna care, he's just gonna leave, and it's gonna be is what it is, and he just say whatever the heck he want to say, because he's not under the club no more. I kind of want that to happen, because then that would again put pressure back on Levy, which is what the fans want. Well, at least and then of course the Levy out people, and hope we get the ball rolling that way. But other than that, all I see is just I don't think Conte is going to work for the system, because the owners, and I think we're not going to get rid of the owners that quickly. Even if they say tomorrow we're going to sell the club, we're not going to sell this club anytime. So I think Manchester United is going to get sold before our club gets even talked about getting bought.
Yeah.
And then
this session where we're evaluating ourselves at 4 bill. It's only going to be, there's got to be some type of major group of owners that try to take over the club like that. And it's going to be a long time, and that process is going to be very long. So
Let's
the
put them to
manager is going to be the
restart.
first thing. Yeah. So then I wish they would, I hope Levy, somebody comes out with a statement that says, hey, we're going to go this direction. And so we can just kill off this wondering and the fans just wondering what the heck is going to happen, but they persist on being quiet, and it's not helping them. So that's my final thoughts. Other than that, this is hard.
Wes, or sorry, Michael?
Yeah, in terms of the game, I think the first half was really good. Actually, we did the second half FC, but changed the second for the first. I think we actually stuck to the plan, and we actually performed up to standard in the first half. And whether you debate if our like goals were lucky or not, whatever, right? I think we did good. And in the second half, everything that is wrong about this club just flashed out. It's the quality of the players, the manager's stubbornness and lack of like initiative, the lack of quality which is connected to the ownership. I said it today, and I will repeat it. I think this season is kind of a write-off. And honestly, when I look at it, I wouldn't even mind us ending up in a Conference League or a Europa League, or maybe even eighth. I just want this whole ship to be stabled, and for us to like head on to our journey with clear target, right? So I want to see changes, and I'm not saying like changes tomorrow. I just want to see the gradual, change. I want this squad to be freshened up, whether Conte is the manager or not. I don't really mind if Conte goes or Conte stays, right? I want to see some changes. I want this club to have a plan and to have a vision, and that's pretty much all I want to say, right?
Yeah.
And as I said, I don't really mind losing to City at Etihad. I think, listen, I know we had
Not in
some.
this way, though. When you're
Yeah,
shooting
yeah.
it, no.
It kind of hurts, but then again, I will repeat. I don't really. I'm kind of disconnected with the results. I really don't mind losing. I just watch football for the sake of watching it and supporting the club. But until something changes, I won't change my view, and I won't change my approach. If you want fans like me and you guys, I bet, to really care about the club, show us that you care about the club. All three steps: manager, players, and ownership. Show us that you care about the future of Tottenham, and then we can work with it, right? Because otherwise, us as fans, we will be disconnected from it all, right? Because why would you care if everyone at the club doesn't care, right?
It's just this whole week has just been
Yeah, it's
ridiculous.
been tough.
The
Stupid.
week
It's
has
been
been
horrible.
ridiculous because the 2-0 defeat in the North London Derby is bad enough. You think that would have just ruined your whole week. Then this whole transfer saga and brigade has made it 1,000 times worse. The Harry Kane situation with him probably leaving this summer is also a huge punch in the gut. I think we also had the Trossard news today. That certainly didn't make anything any better. Now we
Right.
just had this sort of result where we're 2-0 up. We can actually think, you know what, maybe this one night, just this one night this week, we're going to have a good night maybe as Spurs fans. The rest of the week we know would be shit, but we're just going to have a good night as Spurs fans beating Man City, and we still couldn't even have that. And I don't know. It just shows that there really is just so much wrong, and there's so much that needs to be done. Fan show tomorrow, everybody. No fan show tonight. Way too late. I'm gonna hit the hay, and I'm also gonna get a nice bite to eat, and probably just put my face in it and put my tears into it as well. But everybody,
Don't
fan
cry,
show
Jacob.
tomorrow,
Don't
3
cry.
p.m. I'm gonna be there. Please join me. Please have a long, lengthy discussion with myself. If you have anything that you feel like hasn't been said tonight, maybe something that I've said that you've disagreed with, something that anyone else that you maybe has said that you agree with or needs to be reinstated or reset again, come on the fan show, have your say tomorrow. I'll be there for you guys. But that's, I think, what's on the agenda for now, everybody. Like I said, so fan show tomorrow. Come on, you Spurs. Still always come on, you Spurs, for fuck's sake. And in Conte, I trust, I think, for now, but I think Conte is probably out the door pretty soon.
Yeah.
But I have to get used to that. But thank you, Wes. Thank you, Michael. Thanks for helping me out today, lads. Appreciate you both. And,
Pleasure being here. Thanks for inviting me, Jack.
no, thanks for filling in, guys. Thanks for filling in. See you for the next one. Come on, you Spurs. And Conte, I trust.